1,000-calorie meal.
Do you guys, like on a Mexican pizza, how many packs will you?
5.
I put
There's nothing in them. Like you hit it. I give them credit for giving you as many as you want, but like you hit it, it's like a half an ounce of sauce pops out.
I do 2 packs per menu item. So
Oh,
like a
that's-
burrito.
I put 2 packs in my burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've already got it in the burrito a little bit, right?
Well,
Do they,
depends on what
Tyler?
you
They
order.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do that. I gotta have a ton of sauce.
How hot? Like what level of hotness are we going? You
Okay,
go like mild or
no,
like
I
Diablo?
start at fire. I don't do Diablo. I start at fire, then my ass starts sweating, and I got to back it down to hot, and then ultimately I will get to mild by the last few bites.
I just go hot.
Oh, so you put it on as you eat it?
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
I dress it all up before I ever.
Yeah, I do too. I unwrap it, then squirt 2 out and roll it back up.
Wrap it back
Yeah.
up. Yeah, there you go.
Technically, I roll my own.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but like you can, I know Tyler does, you can get jalapenos actually there. So I started getting them on the Mexican pizza, but it was just it's a little too over the top. As good as the flavor was, sweated too much. 36-year-old Fort Wayne man is facing a felony charge after he allegedly cut off his genitals and used it while committing arson. Christopher Peden.
This thing won't light.
Christopher Peden, charged with
Great last name.
one count of arson, which carries potential prison sentence of up to 12 years. Now, the Fort Wayne Fire Department was dispatched to a garage fire back in May, just as Fort Wayne Police Department officers dispatched reports of a stabbing. Now, Peden told police he was stabbed somewhere downtown and that someone had threatened him the day before. While at the hospital, Peden told an officer he was dishonest at the stabbing scene and wanted to be truthful. This according to court documents. He said that about 2 a.m., he went into the garage, used a kitchen knife to cut off his genitals. At least get one of those Japanese high-end knives, like the freaking kitchen knife.
So he saws it off and tries to light it as a wick.
Yeah, then he poured gasoline.
W-I-C-K, wick.
Yeah, poured gasoline on the dismembered wick, set it on fire, leaving the garage and walking away until he found police. I wouldn't think it would burn well, though, would you?
I wouldn't. I would imagine nobody would call the fire department initially because they just assume he's cooking brats.
Man.
Is somebody cooking brats at 11:30 at night?
No, at the
Yeah, I think you're being a little generous, Jim. A brat?
scene of the fire, fire investigator located the gasoline container and 4 lighters as well as the kitchen knife, but they have not found the genitals.
I bet at that point it's not a ballpark
It's
Frank.
probably like a cocktail wiener.
It's not a ballpark Frank at that point. It's not going to plump when you cook it.
And finally, 71-year-old Florida man fought off an alligator using his fishing pole after the animal jumped out of the water, dragged him into the canal behind his home. James McMicken said he was enjoying what seemed like a routine night in North Fort Myers, Florida, when the encounter suddenly turned into a fight for his life. McMicken had been taking his bulldog outside, brought his fishing pole with him before making a single cast into the canal behind the house. I want to throw this out there just because we're talking about this guy with the fishing pole. What is y'all's opinion on guy on the beach with fishing pole?
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I've never liked it. I think it should be against the law.
I think it should too. I think you take it to a pier.
Yeah, you got to be in a fishing area because I feel like at that point you're throwing bait out and bringing some potential of bringing a shark into a swimming area.
Now, I met this nice French man that was doing this, and we were snorkeling, like it dropped off quickly. Everything's really, really clear, but we would go from...
Oh, so this is on your vacation?
Yeah, this is on vacation.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Sonar trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Sonar trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, live show now on a Thursday. Programming note off the top, though. Remember, tomorrow we'll do 1 hour of our semi-normal show without Brown. It's never normal without Brown. It's never normal with Brown, but it's not normal without Brown either. He's been on vacation. He's back on Monday. We'll do 1 hour of the next round show, and then the final 2 hours will be a Jaws tribute show. Explain to us what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, so we will, as you said, we'll do our 40 and 40. We'll do the first hour, and then Tyler was kind of explaining how we're going to do this. I guess we're going to transition in here. We are going to watch the entire 1975 feature Jaws. We're going to have it on our screen that you see. Tony Elliott right there to the right. Our listeners and viewers can't see that yet. And we will just have commentary throughout the movie. I mean, I literally have seen this movie probably, and I'm not exaggerating, 50 times.
50 times?
Yeah. I saw it the first summer it came out in 1975 when I was 3, against my will. I saw it 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, I've probably seen this movie 50 times, more than any other movie that I've ever seen. Tyler's seen it a bunch. So we'll give you commentary. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Maddie is, I told Tyler we got a little surprise. We're going to have shark attacks up here to drink.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
and well, can I have one of those before I leave? Before I go have brunch or something?
Yeah,
it's basically a vacation day for me. I get a 1 hour show tomorrow.
You know what sucks is, like, I really, when we were talking about this, I thought that this would lead us in to the Americans playing Spain, and the buzz for that match tomorrow just would have been incredible. And, like, we could just have everybody having shark attacks, and then we could just keep it going. We could have a watch party up here.
It works. The shark attacks are red and blue.
That's right.
True.
That's
just
right.
keep it going.
It just Pulisic let us down. Man, he's taking all the heat, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if
Landon
that's
Donovan was ripping into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, and it probably isn't fair, but when you are viewed as the alpha again and you're getting all the endorsements and just the way that thing went down, I mean, has he even spoken since? Like, has he come out?
He finally put out an Instagram post, I think it was night before last, after Balogun had done it, to say he was disappointed. We let you down. You did a great job. We're fighting for 4 years from now, that kind of thing, like Balogun had done.
But I think we did hype him up. Like, I have no soccer knowledge at all. I thought the guy was one of the premier players in the world. I had no idea. And then when you watch, what's that?
That goes to show you how well the marketing is around him,
no
and
doubt.
how good his team is.
No doubt, because then when you start to look at these other guys and the impact, I mean, you can just tell, like, you know, Erling Haaland, I mean, what he's able to do, I mean, he just changes the dynamic.
Speaking of Jaws, he is like a shark. He just flirts around,
again,
swims around,
let him out to
nothing.
eat and play soccer.
That
that's
would
it.
be a danger over here in any of our leagues.
Yeah, but I'm
Here's
saying I got
Pulisic's
baited,
quote,
and,
by the way.
and then I pulled his salary, Tyler, along with the other salaries, and I was like, oh, my God. And that's why you might have been out when I said he really was Jacoby Brissett as our quarterback. Like, can't win a championship with that. But there it is.
Taylor Twellman used to be on ESPN. He's now with Barstool's, where I saw the interview.
He was good on the air, too.
Yeah,
like,
I always thought he was very honest.
Yeah, and I just thought he was really polished, and he could talk about other sports. And, like, I haven't seen that guy in forever. Is he still around?
Yeah, he popped on my feed, and he was doing the interview, pardon the interruption, on Barstool. And he said that, listen, he is not an alpha, and he doesn't want to be an alpha. That he's at his best, like when he's in the Premier League, when he's sort of the third guy on the team.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to be the second guy. He likes being the third guy on the team. Like, he scores over in the Premier League and helps with assists in the Premier League. That he's not an alpha. That he's our wrong guy to be the alpha. He's not even a 2. He's more comfortable as a 3. And then it was Landon Donovan says he's surrounded by a bunch of agents and handlers that have done nothing for him in the PR game. He barely talks to teammates, and
that's really common for soccer stars. Is like this almost like helicopter parenting up until they're 30. It's like no, stay away from this little prodigy, and you just like keep them very.
So it's almost like a child actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Donovan said that for him, like, the first thing out of their mouth all the time is no. Hey, can we get it? No. He never does anything unless he's paid to do it.
So let me ask you this. Would this be a good analogy? Because you brought up the 2015 National Championship game with Deshaun Watson and Coker went back and forth, and just a fantastic championship. That was Coker, right?
That was, yeah.
O.J. Howard was incredible that night.
Incredible.
But you think about the weapons on that team, like O.J. Howard was way down, but he had the ability to show up and have a big night.
That's right. That's a great example that O.J. Howard would never be your alpha.
No, never.
But you wanted him to, and you can look through NFL history and find other guys.
Or even a Kenyon Drake, if we're going with that team.
Oh, in that team.
Yeah.
But NFL history, how many times the great teams had a duo of receivers that had just a stud at one side, and that number 2 guy would be just a killer.
But yeah, you talked about
you have one guy that draws all the attention.
Well, I think people forget how good John Taylor was because he played with Jerry Rice. But yesterday you brought up, and I don't know, it seemed like Lynn Swann and John Stallworth were almost, 1-2. They were interchangeable.
But Stallworth was the John Taylor.
Yeah.
Swann was the deep threat. He was the flashy one, the guy you had to keep from burning you for a touchdown. Who was the guy opposite of Marvin Harrison all those years in Indianapolis with the Colts?
I don't know why I think Anthony Gonzalez, but it wasn't Reggie Wayne. Yeah.
Reggie Wayne.
They even had Brandon Stokely. They had 3 1,000-yard receivers at one point. Brandon Stokely.
Well, and Anthony Gonzalez was really good, though.
Yep. So it's that, and he likes to be that other guy, and if we're going to move forward, we got to have a couple. Got to have some dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We don't need no cats. Meow. We don't need no cats. We need some dogs.
Tyler, have you ever heard that?
I have not heard that.
That's an old soundbite.
That's
great soundbite.
College of Charleston.
Now, do you think that guy's still alive?
Coastal. Yeah, Coastal.
Yeah.
You think still alive?
Oh God! For some reason, I think he died.
I don't know. I think,
I
don't know why I threw that out there. Yeah, I think he was probably knocking on the door of 60 but that's probably been since the beginning of our show, right?
No, we were upstairs. I remember us being upstairs when we played it. So
maybe 10 years ago.
He is still with us.
Okay. How old is he?
What's his name?
David Bennett. He is 64, and he is now in high school administration. He's retired from he started coaching high school football after Coastal Carolina and got into administration after that.
Well, he had some wins. Anyway, all that to say,
I didn't know where we were going.
Jaws tomorrow on the show.
Yes.
Jaws tomorrow, and Pulisic is disappointing.
Well, and I hope we can do some of that. Like, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it might be a complete disaster. I've got high hopes for it, very optimistic. But if it goes well, maybe, once every month or so we can do one of these.
Yeah, we can drag Brown in there and get him to watch Jurassic Park. I think that's the only way we can do it is if we lock the doors.
That's a great series.
Okay, so
just making Brown watch movies you've always wanted him to watch. Y'all should do that.
I mean, we've been saying that would be good content. Brown watching this very acclaimed movie, this popular movie for the very first time.
But the problem there is, can he really concentrate and really consume the film if he's actually sitting here talking about it and he's watching it live?
We might have to confiscate his phone and just sort of keep a close eye on him.
Now then obviously the go-to for Brown would be Jurassic Park. You gave us your list, but what would be the one that separates that we would be like, Dunaway has got to watch this one?
Well, I finally watched The Godfather. So Godfather 2, I've never even thought to watch it yet. Is that good?
Yes.
I mean, best of The Godfathers?
I don't know if it's the best. I mean, there's just something about one when, you're really establishing all the characters, but the non-linear going back and forth with, Don Corleone's character as a young Robert De Niro coming over to the States with his family and how he built up, his criminal enterprise. I mean, you can make the argument, too, it's every bit as good as one. Some people think it's better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people say it is like the best sequel of all time and one of the rare sequels where it's better than the original.
Yeah, the problem, Dunaway, is we'd be up here 3.5 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you probably want to pick that 2 hour.
Well, we just wouldn't do the first hour. We'd just do our normal.
We could.
Show.
Hey, let's interrupt this to tell you about our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Corleone's about to put a hit out on somebody, but
by the way, we'll do some sponsors tomorrow, and then we'll work a little in next week.
Yeah, I mean, that's
hard for you going to be worked those in.
It's probably the best way to do it. I mean, the Jaws runtime is right at 2 hours.
Yeah, that'll be the easiest way to do it. No need to pause for commercials tomorrow. So final 2 hours, virtually commercial-free tomorrow.
All right.
On the show.
Yeah, and hopefully people are going to join us and watch this. It might be absolutely boring.
Oh, no, it's the entertainment stuff is always uber popular in the chat room.
Yeah, but I don't know what it's like because I've done the director commentary. The last one I think I watched was I was going to watch the Ben Affleck Armageddon that you told me about. I think the last one I watched was The Breakfast Club. And I think it was Emilio Estevez, and it might have been Judd Nelson doing it, or Anthony Michael Hall. I forgot. But that's the last one I watched. But you're actually still watching the film. And see, people that aren't going to be watching, they're watching us instead of the film. So I don't know how that's going to play out.
Yeah. Daniel says he wants me to watch one of your anime so they can watch me watch.
I mean, I've got I've got a list of movies that I could recommend you that I think would be good for like your taste in storytelling in general. There's plenty of romance and rom-coms and anime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mr. 844 says, why do y'all want to make Brown watch a movie he doesn't want to watch?
No, I'm one of those, and I think everybody does this. When you
For
go
content.
to a social event, whether it's a Christmas party or a wedding reception, and one of the conversations, it seems like all the time, like, what are you watching right now? And you like to recommend good stuff. You get excited about sharing what you're watching with somebody else. And to think about that it has been 33 years since that movie was released and the societal impact that movie had. To think that he never saw that was right there in his wheelhouse of dating as a teenager.
Right.
And so it doesn't make a lot of sense. And we're just trying to share what is a really good experience.
Well, remember,
in Jurassic Park.
He dated in rural Alabama. He wasn't in the suburbs like you and I.
Quintard Mall, though. Trust me, Quintard.
I've been to Quintard Mall.
Yeah,
I saw plenty of movies there.
I guarantee you Jurassic Park was on both screens.
There was only like two there.
Both of them. Our friends at Inverness Country Club, coming up on the show, by the way, later on, NFL, bounce back years in the NFL. A couple of candidates that you think LT could have bounce back years.
The Rams.
Yeah.
Got to, man.
Other than the Rams.
Okay.
Bounce back years and the rest of the NFL, as the other 31 teams that orbit the Rams.
Yep.
We'll talk about them coming up a little bit later on. Some college football. We'll do some World Cup as well. Maybe even squeeze in a little baseball. Inverness Country Club, where you can squeeze into good times by that wonderful pool.
Yeah, they are doing that welfare check. It's been a full week since they've seen Ryan Brown, but the best days happen at the Inverness Country Club. Look, you play golf. The wife, she wants that social membership. Take the kids out to that resort-style pool. Child care on site is such a big plus. Newly renovated clubhouse and dining. State-of-the-art fitness center. Again, memberships that fit everyone. The best days happen there. Go see our friend Aaron. Inquire about the memberships. Great price point. For more information, iccalabama.com.
Great point, Zach. Rural Alabama, a country club around Anderson is rural. That's a great point. Behind the gated community, it's not really rural. I guess young Jennifer was from down in Clay, Alabama originally. I think. So she was in rural Alabama.
Yeah, Brown was the Calhoun County guy with the softest hand you'll ever meet. It is true. I never thought about it, but I just remember multiple people have said it. But Maddie, the first time she met him, my God, his hands are soft.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I mean, I'd never heard Maddie say that, but many times when we were at public appearances over our 17 years together, I've heard people comment about how soft his hands are.
Yeah.
And he takes great pride in that at that point.
I would be afraid to ask him to carry a brick because I think it would cut him.
Yeah.
Just saying.
To say he does his own lawn work would be.
I can't say anything about that. Now, I did it. It was an occupation when I would come home from school for years, and I swore if I ever have enough disposable income to, and look, my lawn service is only $70 every 2 weeks, so. Yeah. It's not like crazy. I'd rather not spend an hour and a half. I'd rather spend $70.
Rod is right. Jim used an outhouse when he was a kid, calling Brown rural Alabama.
That is true.
That is true. Brown was in a gated community, and I was in an outhouse.
Sometimes, you'll just be driving down the street, and you will smell like, I used to hear it was a paper mill, but just absolute shit. And I think about Dunaway sometimes. I'm like, how did you live with that?
I try to keep my coffee breath off of it. No, it's a.
That smell.
I guess you just get used to it.
Had to whip up, right?
Yeah. Oh, it did. It did some days, especially in the summertime.
Yeah, like we were.
Summertime, no breeze. Whew.
We were walking the beach in St. Martin, and the last hurricane, I think it was Irma, and I was getting some stories from some locals. I think it was 17 or 19, but some people didn't have their properties insured. So there's a lot of ruins there, like beautiful, like beachfront properties that are completely wiped out. And I think it affected some of the plumbing because there were certain spots you would walk and you would just smell sewage. So some people took the check from Irma, decided not to rebuild, just took off. Others didn't have insurance and just left it. But there are just ruins there, and some of it, unfortunately has leaked sewage.
Yeah. Well, for a while there, it's not that bad anymore, but near where I live, the turnoff of 280 for years.
When you hit the Petrocelli's,
yeah,
it's almost like I don't know.
It's a connector point for all those houses over the mountain.
But can you imagine being right there on that line?
Yeah. No. It was bad. It was also bad for a while at 119, 280, where that Walgreens is. But they seem to have that fixed at both places now. Yeah. So really good. All right, the biggest sports thing to talk about after LT tells us about our friends at Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com.
Absolutely loving the Land Cruiser I'm in right now. Look, if you're in the market for a new car, SUV, or truck, new or pre-owned, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they can help you out. Get in, see Scott Peoples, Harold, Kim. They've got a great staff there, conveniently located Highway 150 right there in Hoover. Best inventory. They want to make sure they're going to roll the red carpet. They've got the red carpet program for you. They're going to roll it out. They've been doing it for more than 2 decades. They want to keep you as a customer for life. Not only Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia as well. Service and parts department, fantastic. For more information on their on-site finance department and that inventory, go online, hoovertoyota.com.
Listen, everybody's got a podcast. We understand now how crowded this space can be. You hear a lot of people with comments and commentary. So I don't like to always give voice to people that, I disagree with. But I saw a guy yesterday who was saying that there's a recruit, Monshun Sells, who's a 5-star wide receiver, and he's about to choose, I believe, between Ohio State, Texas, somebody in Alabama. And he was playing it up like this is a test on whether Kalen DeBoer can recruit the 5-star elite athlete, whether Alabama can compete with the big NIL spenders. So I went and looked Monshun Sells on the On3 site. They project like it's 86% projected to go to Ohio State, which, by the way, if I'm an elite receiver, pretty good track record at Ohio State that if I go there, it's going to be pretty good. So the deck
is already completely stacked against DeBoer in Alabama, but they're saying if he doesn't get this guy.
Yeah, it's an indictment on him being able to recruit the 5-star elite athletes.
I don't think you can do this in a one-off situation. Like
exactly right.
If we have like a 2 or 3 year window where Alabama is one of the 3 or 4 finalists with the likes of Ohio State and Texas and Oregon, and they're losing out 90% of the time over 2 years, then you can make that argument. You can't do a one-off, though, and especially when somebody has established a relationship like that. Now, I will be interested to see with Brian Hartline, because we talked about him a couple of days ago. He was such a recruiter, and especially at that position, at the wide receiver position for Ohio State. And now that he's at South Florida, will that affect that at all?
Yeah, and a lot of good receivers in the state of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Within driving distance of Tampa. But to your point, at some point, it needs to be like 2 years of you not being able to get a 5-star guy.
Yes.
Then you can start asking that question. Already this year, they have Elijah Haven, the 5-star quarterback. You got to imagine they beat some people out for the guy from Baton Rouge for the 5-star Elijah Haven. On the team this year, incoming freshman already on campus, Xavier Crowell, 5-star running back from Jackson, Alabama. Xavier Griffin, 5-star linebacker from Gainesville, Georgia. Jairi Edwards, 5-star safety from St. Francis Academy up in Maryland. I mean, those are 3 5-star guys that Kalen DeBoer recruited. He recruited Keelon Russell, 5-star guy.
But you know what happens
there
when we start to pile on and a coach is about to lose his job? We don't talk about, hey, you remember the win at Texas? Do you remember the win, in Tallahassee? We start talking about the bad losses. I can't believe this guy lost, to Fresno State. I mean, that's what we pick out. We look at the negatives, and that's the way this is going to go with Kalen DeBoer. Now, another thing I would say, he was able to do it at Washington. I know it's a different animal, but if he can get 3 stars in and they become really good players and they win games, it really doesn't matter. Now, I think that's going to be really difficult to do at this level.
That's right. It's about winning games.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
I mean, Indiana, again, you go through their entire roster. You tell me how many 5-star guys they had last year on that roster. I think it was 4, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they went 16-0.
And another thing that I believe this to be true, though I'm not reporting it, but the Field Rush did a graphic yesterday using On3 Sports, and it says Alabama's 19-year top 5 recruiting run is over because 92% of the blue chips have already committed that where Alabama is in the ranking, there's not enough players left uncommitted that will get them into the top 5 in recruiting this year. And so a 19-year run that DeBoer has kept alive after Saban is about to end, that Alabama for the first time in 2 decades is not going to be a top 5 recruiting team.
You know, it's pretty amazing that, and we brought this up yesterday when we were talking to Mike Johnson, former Alabama offensive lineman, that they were able to win 11 games. They finished in both polls in the top 10, unable to run the football. The offensive line wasn't good, all of that. But how people are already piling. People have been waiting for this moment, and you know this. People hated Alabama for so long with Nick Saban. They have been waiting to pounce. Everyone that is not an Alabama fan wants this program to take a nosedive. And this is the moment where people are going to pile on. And if you're Kalen DeBoer, this is the ultimate motivation. Guys like Kirby Smart would eat this up. Nick Saban back in the day would have eaten this up. And you've got to find a way to bottle it and use it as motivation because everybody is waiting for this team to fail. I've even, talked to Alabama fans that they're not optimistic. And I'm sure you've heard the same. I think this is going to be an 8-4 year. And I'm like, I don't see that. I could be completely wrong. When I look at the schedule, I still look at a lot of talent there. And there's been some head-scratching losses, but I just don't think this thing is trending in that direction. Again, I could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah. Now, if Sales ends up going to Alabama, it'll be a massive recruiting win for Kalen DeBoer, and everybody will celebrate and circle back around.
And that'll be on page 4, right? They'll bury it.
Yeah, they'll bury that. Phil Steele, by the way, put out, to your point, LT, he's got his entire 1 through 138 ranking of every team in college football. His top 5 look a lot like yours: Notre Dame, Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Miami, USC. He has Alabama 11th.
Okay.
Not making the playoffs.
I will tell you this, whether you like or dislike Phil Steele, he's got the most information possible. And I think we all agree the font's gotten way too small, so we don't really read it anymore. But we still, I really appreciate and respect the publication. He is really good on his end of the season predictions. So he is, to me, going to be higher on Alabama than most people because I told you I think they're going to come anywhere between 15 and 20.
Oklahoma at 7 was a pretty good pick there. That surprised me a little bit. Other SEC teams: Bama 11, A&M 12, South Carolina 16.
But that'd be a big year for Shane Beamer.
Tennessee 18, LSU 21.
Wow.
According to Phil Steele.
Wow.
That would be
that'd be a disaster.
Yeah, that's 8-4's neighborhood there, right?
Yeah, that's 8-4 with that schedule. And Sark took a lot of heat for 9-3 last year. What does Kiffin take for 8-4?
A lot of heat.
Because if it's 8-4, don't you assume one of those losses is in Oxford?
Yeah, our buddy Dusty Dvorak on Sirius XM says if he doesn't contend for the national championship, definitely make the playoffs. He catches a lot of grief. Florida 23rd. That'd be a great first year for John Summerall. 29 for Auburn. That's a great first year for Alex Goldlich.
Because that's around 8 wins.
Missouri 33. That's disappointing for Eli Drinkwitz.
That's 7-5. It's below his average.
Testament to his job he's done at Missouri. Yeah. Vandy 34. Testament to the job Clark Lee's done. That's disappointing.
Got a feeling we might be talking about Clark Lee in a little bit, or in the next couple of days. I think that would be a great job. After Diego Pavia, because I think most people think that this thing is going to completely fall apart, even with Pavia coming back last year.
Yeah, true freshman quarterback, 34, wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Mississippi State 51, Arkansas 55, Kentucky 56.
Arkansas and Kentucky, I don't think there's much more of an expectation, but if Mississippi State, you say 51?
Mississippi State 51, yeah.
That'd probably be 4 wins, 5 wins.
Definitely an SEC win to be ahead of Arkansas and Kentucky.
Yeah.
So that'd be a step in the right direction for Lebby. Just in state, by the way, Jack State 94, Troy 106, South Alabama 120, UAB 125 out of 138.
It's really sad where that program is going.
Yeah.
And I know we're all pulling for Alex Mortensen, such a good guy. Difficult circumstances coming off the Dilfer situation, but, hopefully they can get this going back in the right direction. Selfishly, where is USC on Phil Still's list? Hopefully top 15.
They were number 10.
Okay, good.
Number 10 in the playoffs at number 10.
I like that.
Yeah, because of the 10 was the cutoff line because Texas Tech was the highest rated Big 12 team, so they would be.
And where do you have them?
13.
Okay.
And so they would be in the playoffs, and then a group of 5. So Alabama would be the first team out, according to Phil Steele.
This is the first year I think I am not on board with the group of 5 being in.
Yeah.
I think I finally gone that direction because I don't feel like there's really any buzz with one clear-cut group 5. And just what we've seen over the last couple of years, it's just not fun.
Yeah, I'm okay letting them in if they work their way into the top 12.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Look, if you've got an undefeated season, you've beat a Power 4 team. That's why I think it's really important now whether or not Power 4s will schedule these guys.
Yeah.
But, if you've got a really good resume and, it passes the eye test, just to throw them the participation, I don't agree with it anymore.
But if they work their way into the 12,
sure.
Perfectly fine. Boise State, Oregon, I think, play week 1, week 2, somewhere around there. That's a good opportunity for Boise State. And if they beat Oregon, they could be like Boise State in years past.
And to your point, there have been, and I don't know if you would agree with this, I think it's probably every 4 or 5 years you will see a Group 5 that deserves to be in this.
Right.
But it should be a special moment, and the Group 5 should celebrate that. And I'm almost to the point now, if we want to do that stupid Group 5 playoff, and then, you have the exception, hey, you can be in the big boy tournament because you've earned your way. That becomes a really big deal.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. All right. When we come back, our 40 for 40, the Big 12 coaches were polled by the On3 folks. They have their preseason rankings of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams that those are the only 8 teams that got votes from the Big 12 coaches to win the Big 12. Or be runner-ups in the Big 12 with On3. We'll tell you about that ranking coming up. A pretty good NIL deal for a quarterback. We'll get to that on the show and a ton more college football and NFL football. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank. It's the bank that actually gets you. Central State Bank, more than accounts and transactions. They're about people with 6 locations across Shelby County and 1 in Alexander City. They're right where you need them to be, whether you're running a business, buying your dream car, or just want a bank that remembers your name. They've got you covered. For over 100 years, they've built trust by staying true to what matters. Personal service, local decisions, lasting relationships, proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. That's Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Chenard Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
I'm back with you on the next round today. We'll wrap up Big 12 Media Days coming up a little bit later on and get to our 40 and 40. Pretty cool, before we do our spotlight, pretty cool. I think you'll like this NIL deal that Darian Mensah has at Miami. He has a deal with Derby Watch Supply. Do you know what Derby Watch Supply supplies people with?
Watches?
Yes, very good. They're Rolex distributor. And that's Mensah's big deal. He's, of course, at Miami now. Would imagine the Rolex business is big in Miami. It seems like a big Rolex town.
You can't get Rolexes. I don't know if you know this, but they're so back ordered right now. So, I was talking to this guy that was the house we stayed in. He was one of the owners of the house. And he was wearing one of the Kermits, which has kind of got the green bezel on the Rolex. And I was like, there's in that, to me, it was like a money laundering. I know there's like the what am I looking for? Duty free, tax free, all that kind of stuff. But everywhere is Rolex. And I was like, can you actually get them here? And he's like, no. He was like, my wife's been on a list for 2.5 years now. So anyway, but I bet Mensah with this agreement probably can get them, but they're very, very difficult to get.
They gave him one that he's repping a new line, or I don't know if it's a new line. I know nothing about Rolex as you do. The Rolex Datejust, Dadejust, Datejust. Is that a line that's always been there? Is it a new line?
Yeah. It's always been around.
Okay, well that's one he's got, and he's promoting the Rolex Datejust. And he got one of those as part of his deal and some cash, too. His NIL valuation's $2.2 million.
I think he's worth more than that.
I bet he's getting more than that. The quarterback at Miami.
Well, Miami, yeah. And I think he was getting that. Did we not hear that he got $4 million to go from Tulane to Duke?
Yeah.
No, I think that was to play out the remaining, eligibility that he had in, his college days. So I don't think he got all of that, but I think he made over $2 million last year at Duke. Earned it.
It seems like Duke got $2 million from Miami to get him out of the deal, right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
That would have been the smart thing for Texas Tech. Like, hey, pay Cincinnati some kind of fee under the table, and let's keep this gambling thing on the down low.
Well, let's do that right now. Hit the spotlight.
The College Football Spotlight.
Brought to you by Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, a national firm with southern roots headquartered in Birmingham. 25 years, the firm has now grown to over 150 lawyers, all headed up by Alexander Shannara and supported by 500 dedicated team members. Elite trial lawyers that have recovered over $2 billion by maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Alexander's mission was to create a firm that could handle any issue his community faced. It now handles not only personal injury claim, but claims for fire, storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' comp, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com there. Give me cut number 2, Tyler. This is Scott Satterfield, head coach at Cincinnati, getting asked about the Brendan Sorsby situation and the NCAA letter of inquiry about Sorsby.
Are you able to say anything about the letter of inquiry today on Brendan Sorsby? And has this provided a blueprint for Big 12 schools in general to educate their student athletes?
No, can't really make any comments about that inquiry.
Yep, that's a good answer.
Wow.
Boy, these guys are prepared. Rolling into media days in Frisco. I didn't realize, like, we got some rough-looking media members in the SEC.
Oh.
I didn't realize Big 12, man.
Yeah, worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hard and put up wet.
I don't want to say worse. I'm just going to say, well, I don't know. Probably about the same.
How long is it going to take for us to get used to the Monster Energy logo at those events?
A long time.
Well,
I mean, it
looks so tacky.
It's just a weird logo for college football.
It does. It reminds me of the X Games because
Yep.
that's the first time I got introduced to Monster Energy. Forrester's been going through all the Big 12 sound. Forrester, have you ever had so many non-comments that you've had to go through between your Mark, Sorsby, everyone else?
It's not been a very highlight-filled couple of days at the Big 12 there.
And by the way, a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to send a team to different destinations. And, like, you're paying for these guys to go and to cover this and to get some good, meaty content. And you know what questions you're going to be asked and just completely shut it down. I mean, like, how quick are these Q&As?
Yeah, I mean, I said it yesterday. I mean, when your Mark didn't comment, the commissioner didn't comment on the Sorsby thing, it's freaking media days. This is when you comment, you put a bow on it, and you toss it to the trash heap at that point. You do all the talking now, so much talking about Sorsby that there's nothing else to write about Sorsby. You say it all right now. You throw so much, you have graphics, you throw so much Sorsby stuff at him that there's nothing left to say about Sorsby. That way, 52 days from now, Sorsby's not a story anymore because there's nothing left to report. This is where you get it all out.
Yeah, by not answering, it's now dragging out the story.
Yeah, and it'll keep going into the season until you finally answer stuff.
And for Scott Satterfield, I mean, the only interesting things about the Bearcats are Sorsby, who used to be there, and the fact that you might get fired.
Yeah, he's not winning enough, and because he took over a program that had gone to the playoffs. And now you've got this Sorsby deal. He was with you 2 years, apparently gambling all the way through it. And according to Matt Hayes, USA Today, you knew about it August of last year and still played him.
Yeah, I mean, would you not? I mean, Cincinnati on one level is kind of Boise-like based on this. Everybody that coaches there has success. Brian Kelly killed it.
Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah. I mean, well, Tuberville and Butch Jones were kind of, average. But you look at what Brian Kelly did and what Luke Fickell did. I mean, those guys were winning double-digit games at Cincinnati. And now we're talking about a coach in Scott Satterfield that has lost 5 consecutive games coming into this season.
Yeah, he's a fireable guy to me.
Yeah.
In my opinion this year.
Well, I mean, he might be the scapegoat for the Sorsby thing, depending on how this thing goes.
Let's get to our 40 and 40 today. Always brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com.
Again, go online, check out the inventory today. I'm speaking from experience. I'm a 2-time buyer. Got my daughter, the Rav, back in December of 2024. She loves it. I'm in the Land Cruiser right now. For more information, stop by, see them. Beautiful location on Highway 150 or online, hoovertoyota.com.
All right. So this has been the week so far. I won't count from 40 every time we do this. I just do the weeks at a time. We did Nebraska at 40, NC State at 39. Not we, it's you guys too. Y'all voted on this too. Duke at 38. Forrester, why don't we just keep our tour of the ACC going? Number 37, it's the Wahoos, the Cavaliers of Virginia sliding in. Wasn't the ACC championship game last year Virginia and Duke?
Yep, and Virginia wins. Unlike Duke, they are in the college football playoff. Look, you go to Tony Elliott, and he was on a hot seat coming into last year. There's no doubt about it. He had 11 wins his first 3 years, but then wins 11 games last year. Just an incredible story. I know they're not getting their quarterback back, but they're getting a very familiar quarterback. If you watch a lot of college football, you saw him at Penn State for a little bit. You saw him at Missouri last year. Bo Pribula, though, is going to be the guy leading this team, and I don't think there's going to be much of a drop-off at all with his experience.
Wow. Pribula and also former Alabama quarterback and Pittsburgh quarterback Eli Holstein.
Yep.
Here's Tony Elliott talking about that quarterback situation. Hit it, Tyler.
Yeah, the first thing is, man, they play football. They both started. They started last season as starters at the P4 level. They both have shown the ability to be successful. I think that when you look at Eli, obviously, man, came in at Pitt and tore it up for a little while and has a big arm, can make all the throws. Was a guy that's he's also been in different programs, so kind of the DNA that he's bringing in the door. And then Bo, is a guy that's again he's had success when he's been in there. He probably runs, can use his legs a little bit more, but also can make all the throws. And so kind of a similar situation to what we lost when you look at what we had in Danny and what we had in Chandler.
Okay, first time I've gotten this from Tony Elliott. He looks like two Johns, a combination that we know.
I know one. Yep, and
John Starks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I think we're sleeping on this team. I really do. I know it's Virginia football. People laugh about that. I had them when we did our top 5 overs.
You had them over?
I had them over the 7.5. According to CBS Sports, and I brought this up a couple of weeks ago when we did that, they lead the nation in combined starts, games played, total snaps, offensive snaps, and they're second in defensive snaps. They've got 28 grad students on this roster, a ton of experience. And when you look at the schedule, they're going to be favored in at least 9 games. Like, I don't know why we've got Virginia this low. I had Virginia in my top 25.
You did. In fact, you and J.D. Thorne had them ranked higher than anybody else. Both of you, 21 for them. By the way, I don't know if J.D.'s a big ACC guy, but back-to-back days, both of our guys at 38 and 37, J.D.'s had them ranked the highest. You tie with J.D. You agree with him at 21. 5 senior offensive linemen coming back like you were talking about. 29 incoming transfers with a lot of starting potential there as well. Replacing the quarterback is key. And then we always like to look at schedules too, and it's an ACC schedule. They do play Notre Dame. Nope. They don't play Notre Dame either. So
they don't play Miami. I mean, I brought this up. They don't play Clemson.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be favored in 9 or 10 games. I don't think they're going to beat SMU on the road, but outside of that, and by the end of the year, maybe Virginia Tech is really, really good, that game in Blacksburg. That's why week 1 against NC State is pivotal. If you get past that, they have a much better chance of winning double-digit games again than they do of hovering around 6-6 or 7-5.
I've already picked NC State to win it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Be a great game.
NC State beats them. West Virginia beats them. Syracuse beats them. SMU beats them.
You've got your graphics backwards. Remember, I think you're confused on the home and aways.
I'm telling you the teams that beat them regardless of home and away. Cal beats them.
Those are all home games.
And I don't know about Virginia Tech. They lose.
You can see the trees in Charlottesville. I'm not saying it's a difficult, home field advantage, but West Virginia is at home. Syracuse is at home. California. If they lose those games, Tony Elliott could go from 11 wins to getting fired, because then you're looking at like a 5-7 season. I will be really surprised if they don't win 8+ games.
Yeah. Which are the home games?
The home games are, technically NC State.
That is a home game now.
Yeah. West Virginia.
Okay.
Norfolk, Delaware, Syracuse, Duke, Cal, and North Carolina.
All right.
Their most difficult game by far is October 17th in Dallas against SMU.
I think West Virginia has a good season, man.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Rich Rod wins everywhere he goes, doesn't he? Except Michigan.
Except Michigan, and Arizona was okay.
You're right. So there's Virginia, 37. We'll do another 40 and 40 to stay on our countdown to the kickoff. One team every show until we get to kickoff this year. Brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com. We'll do the viewing menu in a second, but first let me tell you about our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City, he and his wife Andrea, they own the company, and they love helping Alabama families out because they're an Alabama family. They're based right there in Pell City. That's hence the name Greg from Pell City. Long time Pell City folks. Beautiful home over there, 10 kids, deep-rooted in Central Alabama, and he serves the entire Central Alabama area. If you're watching or listening to us in Central Alabama, call this number for a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. Greg from Pell City on Facebook. A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. A tremendous guy when it comes to getting on your roof and giving you the honest opinion. He'll come down. He has told many of our viewers, many of our listeners, hey, man, your roof is perfectly fine. You don't need a new roof yet. 3-5 more years. Call me in 3 or 5 years. Who does that? Greg from Pell City does that. Storm damage repairs, roof replacements. Got a soft wash program to make your roof look better and last a little bit longer. It's all right there at stormrestorationroofing.com. Just a tremendous guy there. Interesting choice in the the Big 12 for a couple of quarterbacks that you're very high on both of these guys. Devin Dampier and Avery Johnson, both back as starters at Utah and Kansas State. And now both could come back another year next year as starters because of the 5-5 rule that has passed.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't think Avery Johnson will ever play in the league. I really don't think there's any shot there. Dampier is a little bit different. There's a possibility there for Dampier, depending on the type of year he has. But I think these guys look at NIL, and if they can get eligible, I mean, you talk about the evaluation on Darian Mensah. For those guys, just to stay put would be 2 million plus guys, both in Manhattan and Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah,
I don't see Dampier being an NFL guy. Why not take another year of guaranteed $2 million?
Yeah, Dampier's not. Like, I mean, he's too small. But I mean, both really, really good college quarterbacks.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. That okay, now we can start factoring in the 5 million, the 5-5 guys, and here's 2 guys who have been basically 4-year starters, and going into this year, which normally what they thought would be their last year, they can think about, oh man, I can be a 5-year starter now.
Yeah, it's almost scary for these, because these kids like to spend. We asked Mike Johnson what he would have done with NIL money at 19, 20 years old with millions of dollars. But this is going to be tricky for guys like Devin Dampier and Avery Johnson because they're never going to earn in football again. So, like, everything that you get, whether it's just this year or next year, you got to find a way to make that last. Now, obviously, you can go sell insurance or cars or whatever you want to do, but, the bulk of it, it's kind of hard to believe because I think on average, Jeeves, you might know this, I think most people earn the majority of their money between, like, 45 and 55. I think that's kind of that sweet spot. And now we're talking about, these college athletes, their sweet spot's going to be like 19 to 21. And then they're going to take massive pay cuts for the rest of their lives.
By the way, in the
peak
chat,
earning years are between the ages of 45 and 54.
Yep. So there you
go. Zach, by the way, says you guys have Virginia at 37, and they'll probably make the playoffs. Pretty interesting.
I don't disagree with you. Like, Virginia-Miami matchup, I mean, just talent-wise. Now, Virginia with the acumen and all of the experience, maybe a little bit different. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, though. Again, I'm much more surprised 6-6 than them winning 10 games. I think it's going to be more of a 9-10 win season for Tony Elliott.
Dixie Normus, read into that whatever you want.
Yep.
What's Alabama's record with Virginia's schedule?
Oh, they're undefeated.
12-0. What's Auburn's record with Virginia's schedule?
9-3, 10-2.
93-10-2. That's why a lot of people want to factor in the strength of schedule.
I mean, I
more.
get, and that's one of the reasons the ACC is only going to get one team in. That's why we had controversy last year when Miami actually got in. I mean, it was a mess. You had a 7-5 team win the conference. You had Miami and the Notre Dame situation, and that's why the ACC year in, year out is only going to get one team in.
Michelson Laser Vision brings us the viewing menu every day here on the show. Tell us about Michelson.
205-969-8100. That is the number I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best in the business. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. Make the phone call that I made. I've still got that 2015 vision. If you've thought about it before, stop wearing the contacts or the glasses. You're wasting money each and every year. Make the phone call I made. Just find out if you are a candidate for LASIK. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All right. We got a big release.
I love it. I don't know why that made me laugh the way you said, all right. It made me laugh.
Before
I'm in a giggly mood.
I watched Normal last night. Me and Jack watched it. Bob Odenkirk. I went in it just hoping he wasn't an action star. He ends up being kind of an action star.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. I saw it in theaters.
Okay,
I
like the over the top violence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it is almost like comical violence. But just Bob Odenkirk is a badass. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it didn't land for me.
Yep.
I like the first half of the movie or so where he's just investigating like the weird goings on in the town, and then it turns into the Nobody movies at the end.
Yeah,
basically.
He doesn't have to be a badass. You can find one of the I don't want to give anything away, but you could have found somebody else to be that role.
Yeah, I wanted to see him as a detective, not Liam Neeson in Taken.
Now, this is, lazy Saturday, off-season outside of football. If you're laying around and it comes on HBO, it's not a bad 90 minutes to spend, but don't, drop $10 like I did last night.
Yeah, definitely a rainy day movie. But tonight, a movie that will either make a ton of money or lose a ton of money because people are kind of split on this one, and that's the live-action Moana. And if you're thinking, wow, wasn't the original Moana just like a few years ago?
I thought it was, yeah.
Yes, it was.
You're right.
And what are you paying the two lead actors here, in The Rock and Zendaya?
Zendaya's not in it.
Oh, is she not?
Nope.
Is The Rock in it?
The Rock is in it. He is reprising his role as Maui. And let me pull up a picture because he just looks like The Rock with a wig. They put in no effort.
So wait, you have found a movie this summer that Zendaya is not in.
I thought she was in this, but who is the female lead in this?
I forget her name. They got someone who is from that area to do it to preserve authenticity.
From Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay.
That area.
It's one of our states. But Zendaya
from a different section that would still be considered Polynesian or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this might sound racist, but Zendaya looks like she could be from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
Or American Samoans.
Yeah. Guess Puka Nakua could have played the role.
Got Puka's hair. That's The Rock?
That is The Rock. Yeah, just with a wig.
Yeah. They put in no effort. He's got a lot of these tattoos just regularly, or at least something close to it. They just gave him a wig, a grass skirt, and a necklace.
Yeah, got to save money somewhere.
Has he hit $1 billion yet?
Oh yeah,
right? I would think so, but let's see.
It's pretty insane to think about because my
800.
buddy. Okay, my buddy Chop was a big WWE guy back in the day. And he was like, man, this guy, The Rock, is the best shit talker out there on the circuit. And to think about from that moment back in the 90s to The Rock being one of the top, can we call him A-list? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle calling him an actor.
I do too.
He sucks, but
roles in and I only saw one episode, but Ballers made sense for The Rock,
I watched the whole series.
But he probably played that role pretty well, right?
Spot on. In fact, when I see The Rock, it's hard for me not to think, because on the show he made it to $1 billion because he owned an NFL team by the end, not to ruin the end.
Well, I think you would have to have $1 billion to own an NFL team.
That's what
right?
I'm saying. So that's what I was saying. Yeah. So in my head, he'd already made $1 billion in Ballers.
Yeah. but I do agree with you. He's a great entertainer.
Yeah.
But as far as an actor, really difficult. Not Smashing Machine, what a waste of a movie, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. He was going for like a big awards push for that movie, and
Boy, Cannes, they gave him a standing ovation. I was like, they were probably sick of sitting watching this shitty movie.
Cannes is a competition on standing ovations. Nobody actually cares about the movie there.
Blake says, by the way, the live action Moana looks like The Rock doing an SNL skit about Moana.
It does.
Yeah,
it really does.
Hey, as SNL, and I haven't watched it in years. I mean, just there's no particular reason, just because I don't think it's funny anymore. But I just wonder if they do anything on the World Cup, because watching some of these halftime shows, the pre and the post, I mean, there are some wild-ass characters, and it almost seems, if you aren't into this, how it's really, really hokey. And I just think to myself, I wonder if SNL has picked this up.
I would think so. I haven't been watching SNL either, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, Smashing Machine, waste of time if it ever comes across your feed. It's a movie about this UFC fighter who struggled with drug addiction and steroid abuse, and it's played by The Rock. And so they don't really go into the steroid abuse, which was a huge part of his life.
I just assume a lot of those guys battle that stuff.
And how dare you say anything else?
Wait, he says he doesn't do steroids?
Yeah. The Rock is just in his peak physical form at the age of like 50.
I believe he's clean.
He's 55. He's got to be.
Oh, he's 55. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because
he can't be that without steroids, you think?
Oh, well, if you look back to like early 2000s when he was in the WWE, he's bigger now.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
That's
happen.
tough. Like, he puts in the work. There is no doubt.
Oh, you still have to put in the work.
Yeah,
but you can't tell me his body isn't 90% juice.
Yeah, to be that defined, I mean, that's.
Well, first of all, for those of us that lift all the time, somebody that that throws the weights around like you, questioning whether people are juicing or not. Come on, Tyler.
No,
it offends bodybuilders like me.
Well, yeah, because we saw you yesterday.
If you came in yoked at your age, I'd be like, yeah, you're doing
Forrester,
something.
can we see Dunaway lifting the trophy again?
I mean, you saw how juiced I was yesterday. I don't wear tight stuff here.
I mean, when my ass got up early to swim this morning, I was like, I've got to get in this Dunaway shape. Like, I saw this character lifting this trophy yesterday.
Yeah, my EA Sports college coach, this is what I look like with tight-fitting Tulane green on. And that was an impressive moment. I showed that to Maggie last night, and she sort of rolled her eyes back, like almost to mouth, I wish you looked like that. So.
Well, let's see what the chat thinks. Rusty says he's taking something for sure. Dixie Normus, your favorite chatter, he is not clean, LOL. Samuel says that's not a natural body.
Yeah, but I mean, Dixie Normus, how did you get to be Normus, Dixie? I mean, are you clean, Dixie?
It does the opposite. And that's why Daniel in the chat says, I bet The Rock needs to go to UCA for his raisins.
There's Juice Dunaway.
Yeah, there's Dunaway right there. He's coming up on The Rock.
Yeah, if I wore tight-fitting stuff, that's the way I'd look on the show.
I don't think there's any, I mean, Andre the Giant, I don't think he was juicing, but I mean.
No, he had a glandular issue.
But I mean, how many guys on the wrestling circuit? I mean, that's just part of it.
All of them.
Yeah.
But my issue is with them not being honest about it.
Yeah.
I don't care if
Own
you
it.
juice.
Right.
If you're going to a doctor and this doctor says, yeah, here's a good regimen for you.
It's almost like the people on Ozempic. Like, hey, look, how have you lost 1,000 pounds? I'm taking a shot. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people are saying, man, I diet and hard work. Like Lizzo ain't doing diet and hard work.
Barkley very upfront. I mean, he endorses it. Makes a lot of money doing that.
And I think it's because like there's always been this stigma around it as like it being a shortcut. Like whether that's Ozempic for losing weight,
I mean, I've said it before.
Steroids for getting bigger, but
I hate working out.
I don't care.
If I could take a pill not to work out and just, stay in I'm not in the best shape in the world, but stay in the identical shape that I'm in, I would take that pill every month and never work out.
Yeah, I'd take 2 of them.
I love shortcuts.
I'd take 2 of them and go back for more ice cream last night. I had to finish off that ice cream. I decided last night, tell me if you guys have ever done this. Instead of dragging it out where you have something you enjoy so much, but eating a little bit at a time, I just went on last night and said, I'm going to eat it all now.
Got to get it out of the house.
And get it out of the house, and then that way I can start losing that weight tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to make myself miserable and get it all done tonight.
The justification when it comes to like bad things to eat because I'm right there with you. Like if I open a pint of Jenny's, it's gone.
Yeah.
A pint? I'll crush that the night I open it. Yeah.
Well, see, I start off like, okay, I'm just going to be very nice. I'm going to get 2
Doesn't work.
spoonfuls.
Does not work.
And the next day I get 2 spoonfuls. And then finally I'm like, I'm going to finish this.
You
and
went
then
like
no
4
ice cream in the
scoops,
house.
4 scoops last night, something like that.
No, I mean, it was a big bowl
4
last
scoops
night.
and 4 hot dogs.
It was a big bowl last night, and it was I finished off the banana nut bread because she made banana nut bread over the weekend and then made homemade ice cream, and nobody in the house was eating it, and it was all left over. That they thought
go to waste too.
They thought the ice cream was too sweet. It tasted identical to Chick-fil-A soft serve. And then nobody else in the house likes banana nut bread but me. She made it specifically for me. So 1 slice, 1 scoop at a time. I was never going to start losing it, so I decided to pack it on last night and let the body deal with it.
But you know what's going to happen, because I love the soft serve too. Now that was a Wednesday and it's all gone, you're going to be like, it's Thursday, got World Cup. I'm just going to take this bad eating through Sunday, and then I'm going to reset it on Monday.
I can't do that.
That would be my mentality.
No, that's how I get back up to Fat Jim again. But it's a good time for me to talk about Way to Wellness. But we're not through with the viewing menu yet.
No, we got a little sidetracked there. New release tonight also, Evil Dead Burn. After the loss of her husband, a grieving woman seeks solace with her in-laws at their secluded family home. However, it soon becomes a reunion from hell as the Book of the Dead unleashes demonic forces that transforms them into deadites one by one. So,
no thank you.
Yeah, I like Evil Dead. Sounds like it's going to be pretty much like all the other ones. And then finally, Netflix has a remake of Little House on the Prairie out today.
What?
It follows the Ingalls family as they leave the forests of Wisconsin to build a new forever on the 1800s Kansas prairie.
Okay, before you tell us who stars, who do you think Michael Landon's character would be? And I forgot what the Ingalls' first name was. So the 2 main ones were the Laura Ingalls girl. Who played her? She was popular.
Melissa Gilbert.
There you go. So tell me, Dunaway, who would they cast as the Michael Landon guy and as the Melissa Gilbert? Well, first of all, are they unknowns?
Melissa Gilbert would be Zendaya, and Michael Landon would be
The Rock. I would love to see The Rock.
Luke Bracey.
That'd be a great SNL skit.
I'm too big to fit through these doors.
So Charles
Driving that
Paul
wagon?
Ingalls will be played by Luke Bracey. Caroline Ma Ingalls will be played by Crosby Fitzgerald. Laura played by Alice Halsey. And Mary played by Skywalker Hughes.
Don't know any of these people.
Yeah, I don't either.
First name's Skywalker.
That's a terrible name.
But yeah, that's out too. If you want to watch that.
Named after a former Kentucky player or a Jedi?
Yeah, probably the Jedi. That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Our friends at Way to Wellness, you can binge, as Jay says, Dunaway just described the entire plot to Hungry Caterpillar. I don't know what that is.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar?
Yeah.
It's a children's book.
Children's book?
Yeah, it's a children's book.
A very popular one. He just the first, it's a counting book too. So it's like on the first page he eats 1 thing, on the second page he eats 2 things, on the third page he eats 3 things, and he eventually gets up to where he's eating everything, 10 of them.
Does he get bigger?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then well, I nailed it.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
I nailed it then. Very good call, Jace. Small kids, Jace there. It was a good night moon for me when I was raising young kids. Friends at Way to Wellness can help you maintain your weight loss. They're working their butts off with me right now. Planforme.com. Planforme.com. No sign-up fees, no contracts, and the first consultation is absolutely free with Leslie and her board-certified team. You heard Lance talk about the injection therapies. They've got those as well, meal replacements, and so much more at Way to Wellness. And again, you can go by there and find out how you can lose weight, maintain your weight loss, control some cholesterol numbers. It's all right there. Planforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of charges looming over your head. 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence, dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2 of the show now. I saw a graphic. It was outdated according to Forrester. But that graphic updated somewhere exists that the Premier League has the most goals scored, players from the Premier League, the most goals scored in the World Cup. Then it's like the Bundesliga, and then it's the La Liga, and then it's the MLS. And I was like, okay, we're right there. Maybe the French league and then us, but we're ahead of the Champions League, the level 2 in Europe, in England, and some of these others around the world. And then I noticed that they were counting Messi's goals for the MLS. which doesn't feel real at that
and
point.
He's leading the Golden Boot. Doesn't he have 8 goals scored right now? Yeah.
So at that time, it was like 10 MLS goals or something, and 8 of them were Messi. And I was like, well, really, he's not really an MLS. I mean, he is now, but.
Now, how are you on Morocco and France today?
3 o'clock on Fox. I got a dental appointment at 2. I will definitely catch the second half.
I will watch every minute of this. Very excited. The best team always. We have a play on this. By the way, we're red hot right now in the World Cup.
Go ahead and do that. LancesLock.com. LancesLock.com brought to you by friends at Hemp Hill.
Yeah, we obviously had the day off in the World Cup yesterday, but more Major League Baseball, and we do have that match today. I'll just give you a hint. Like, best team always doesn't win. France is the best team in this. This Moroccan team is really, really good. Though, when's the last time Morocco lost a game competitively? I think it's like 31 matches or something. Have you seen this?
I have not.
It's like a crazy run that Morocco was on. Like they haven't lost in forever. And you've got these, Argentina officials. But anyway, that is up and available right now at LancesLock.com. Free play every single day.
So you're betting on the Argentina officials to try to get France out of the tournament?
I wouldn't be surprised with FIFA, but I just think Morocco's that good. I think this is going to be a fabulous game. But we do have it up and available right now. Free play every single day. We've been red hot on the free plays as well. Jump on board and win with us. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience any plumbing, heating, cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Saw our man Chad Rhodes yesterday. You know that guy Cheese, right? Yeah, a little bit.
I do pretty well.
But Chad, Adam, Andrew, they are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
39 consecutive matches, according to Tyler in the back room there.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is. 39 consecutive matches without a loss, so that counts some draws along the way. Yeah. All right, so France and Morocco today, 3 o'clock on Fox. Spain and Belgium tomorrow at SoFi in Los Angeles. They're in Boston today. What's the actual kick time, start time tomorrow?
I think it's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock? I swear I saw it was 11 a.m. Central.
I've got it right here. It is.
Is it 12 p.m. Los Angeles time? Is that what I was looking at?
Tomorrow it is going to be 2 o'clock local time.
Okay, so 12 o'clock in L.A.
Yeah.
So 12 o'clock in L.A.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it wouldn't have been that time if the U.S. was playing, right? They would have had it in prime time, right?
Yeah, they were going to push it back.
Yeah. So this is really
for Belgium and Spain.
Yeah, this is nighttime in Belgium and Spain.
Yeah, 9 o'clock over there. Perfect Friday night. Again, so disappointed.
And then doubleheader on Saturday, Norway and England, and the night game is Argentina and the Swiss. They said, to hell with Switzerland. We're going to go primetime Argentina and primetime in the U.S. for that one.
And that ticket has dropped. You know, we talked about it, and you had already purchased yours, but with the United States losing to Belgium, what does it do to the buzz, at least locally on the tickets? You can get into SoFi tomorrow for under $1,200 for Spain and Belgium. If Spain was playing the United States, that ticket would have to be $4,000.
By the way, USA-Belgium, no longer the most watched soccer game in the U.S. It got bumped up when you added the Spanish-speaking Telemundo in the U.S. It got bumped up to 42 million.
That's a massive number.
England and Mexico, though, beat it, 45 million in the United States.
Well, I mean, one game was shitty.
Yep.
I know there was an expectation for it, but that other game was just, and outside of Belgium and the United States, how good was that round?
It was all good except for that.
Except for that, yeah.
Yeah, and we expect all these in the Elite Eight to be good, though I can't call it the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I don't know about Argentina and Switzerland, but we'll see, hopefully.
Yeah. If the Egyptians can do it, the Swiss can stay on time and maybe get it done. We'll see what happens. That's prime time coming up on Sunday. That's a little soccer for you there. Back to football we go, brought to you by our friends at Innisfree. Our countdown to kickoff today is at 52 days, our Innisfree countdown. 52 days, your game day tradition. Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. 52 days until we're back to college football. Nick Costco of USA Today has some dark horses for the Heisman Trophy. Do you think Alabama has a Heisman Trophy candidate this year on its roster, Lance? Do you think Alabama at some point during the season will have somebody in the running to be one of the 3 or 4 people
setting up at the New York Touchdown Club?
I do not. If you had one of those guys, obviously quarterback, if Keelon Russell or Austin Mack comes out and puts up better numbers than Ty Simpson and Alabama's 11-1, yeah, one of those guys would be in the mix. Ryan Williams, we saw the flashes as a freshman. I don't buy, and this is where I'm going to kind of contradict myself, because I do think Alabama is a top 10 team this year, but I don't think they've got a Heisman candidate.
Dark horse candidates, Nick Costco, USA Today, says Keelon Russell and Ryan Coleman Williams are 2 of 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically 9 dark horses. They're 2 of the 9.
Okay, well, I mean, to be a dark horse, obviously it's not obvious. And again, quarterback is always kind of the X factor. If one of those guys went out, it's so difficult for a receiver to win this thing. I mean, when Devontae Smith won it, I mean, it was a ridiculous season.
Malachi Toney as a receiver is a dark horse.
Now, he can win it because he is a guy that he's already got, all of the buzz coming into the season. Outside of Jeremiah Smith, I don't think Malachi Toney's a dark horse, though. I mean, they're one of the favorites, not only, obviously to win the ACC, but to get back to the college football playoff, to make noise. There will be people that will have them ranked number 1. And Malachi Toney not only plays offense and does everything offensively, but also special teams. That's not a dark horse.
Bo Jackson, running back, Ohio State, dark horse candidate.
Man, he really, really good as a true freshman last year. I could see that, but again, much like wide receiver, running back is really difficult to win this award now.
Yeah, it's almost easier for a running back, though, than it is to a wide receiver, because usually the wide receiver, the quarterback's throwing, so the quarterback's a Heisman candidate too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was a rare situation that Mac Jones and Devontae Smith existed, but
well, see, that's like Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith. I mean, he'll probably have 15 touchdowns and 1,500 yards, and Sayin will have 40, 45 touchdown passes, but they might offset each other. And then if Bo Jackson goes out and rushes for 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns, he could actually slip in. Or, that could be one of those things where all 3 split votes and nobody wins it.
Not a dark horse to me, and I don't think so with you, but they have Gunnar Stockton listed as a dark horse at Georgia.
I mean, I guess it kind of would be, just based on the fact that you've seen some incredible Georgia quarterbacks. I mean, from, Stafford to Green to Aaron Murray when they started, knocking on the door of championships, to Stetson Bennett, and those guys, never really had a chance at winning a Heisman Trophy. So, I think by that, very good quarterback, but it would be surprising.
2 more. Marcel Reed, Texas A&M. If they get to the playoffs again, he'll be in the conversation.
Well, if he was to be in the conversation, they've had a special year. I mean, last year at 11-1, we still weren't giving him a lot of credit.
And the biggest dark horse of all on here, even bigger than the Alabama guys, to me, is Damon Williams at Washington.
He's an electric player. And, that's a guy that it looked like Lane Kiffin was, if Sam Levitt wasn't going to be the guy, Damon Williams, I don't think they were going to let him go. Jed Fish wasn't. But I do think Washington, with that schedule, could go 10-2. And, he's just a little electric, fun guy to watch.
Yeah. So that's some of the dark horses from USA Today. If you missed our 40 and 40 in hour 1, it's number 37, Virginia there. We're about to talk a little NFL football after LT tells you about our friends at Crane U.
Yeah, Crane U wants to remind you, maybe you're in a rut. You're kind of at that crossroads of figuring out what you want to do with your career. Maybe you're already kind of knocking on the door of a Crane career decision. If you're curious about that, the first big step is always getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way. Crane U is your all-in-one destination for Crane certification success. They will guide you through every single step of the process, from the comprehensive prep, both in and out of the classroom, to ensure you're fully equipped for even the toughest exams. Then they're going to streamline your experience by administering both the written and hands-on tests right there at their facility in Leeds, so you get certified with confidence and convenience. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. It's the one call you make and you are good. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
All right. So the NFL, these are, I don't know, how did I phrase it? Was it comeback players? Bounce back years.
And this is players, not teams.
This is players,
okay,
not teams. Bounce back players, guys who were good at one point or were expected to be good, that could explode on the scene. One guy that you're always high on,
and he's just in a bad situation, especially at quarterback. Garrett Wilson. Quarterback situation there in New York, has it gotten better? Can Garrett Wilson have a bounce back year?
I think Garrett Wilson would absolutely, and I could be completely wrong. He might love the city of New York, and he might not care about winning, more than 3 games a year. But, with Geno Smith there, it is a quarterback that's got a lot of experience, and you've got one of the better running backs in Breece Hall, but I just don't know what you're going to get there.
He got injured last year, right? Missed a lot of games.
Yeah, and look, and Garrett Wilson, just pure talent. Yeah, he only, let me see, 36 receptions, 4 touchdowns. So very, very limited last year. But when you look at, Garrett Wilson over his career, as bad as the quarterback play has been, up until last year, had gone over 1,000 yards every single year in his first 3 years. Never hit double digits in touchdowns. It's just been terrible quarterback play. I do think it'll be a little bit better with Geno Smith. How good's the offensive line going to be? You go out and you get in Omar Cooper in the draft out of Indiana. So that'll be a nice compliment there. But I don't know. They do have weapons, though. You forget that, Sadiq gets drafted from Oregon at tight end. You got Mason Taylor as your backup. You've got some skill there. I just don't know how good that offensive line will be, and it's still the Jets.
Yeah, still the Jets, and still trying to find quarterback. Brian Thomas at the Jaguars, a guy that has had flashes.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of this depends back to the quarterback. Trevor Lawrence has kind of been up and down, and, how good of a year is he going to have? Brian Thomas looked like he was going to be their primary for a minute. And, I don't know if he's going to ever separate himself and become kind of a dominant number one, but, he is their go-to. And a lot of the success for Jacksonville this year under Liam Cohen, he loves to throw it, is going to be based on how good Brian Thomas will be out of LSU.
I love this pickup by the Bills, DJ Moore.
DJ Moore has had flashes with Carolina, with Chicago. I think he can be really good.
Yeah, he got forced out because the Bears just got better at that position, right? He was expendable to be shipped off at that point.
He was, and I do think when you look around, Buffalo, they did it without, they get rid of Diggs. Diggs goes to New England. Look, Diggs got a lot of baggage, and you look around, you're like, who are the playmakers outside of James Cook? And, Josh Allen still wins almost every freaking week, and I do think DJ Moore will be a nice addition there. And Keon Coleman's got to get better.
Another guy who was tremendous 2 years ago, had injuries last year, and also changed offensive coordinators. But I love Sam Laporta in Detroit with the Lions, and he's a candidate to be a bounce-back guy.
Well, look, I seem to always, gravitate to my Rams, but when you look at pure skill and what that team has got right now, it is an embarrassment of riches at the skill positions for our man Campbell there. Just you think about it. It starts with Jahmyr Gibbs. Goff is an underrated quarterback in my opinion. Amon-Ra St. Brown is great every single year.
Montgomery's off to the Texans. Is that where he ended up going?
Yeah. Pacheco came in as their number 2 now behind Gibbs. But Laporta, great tight end, and Jamison Williams, a guy that can stretch field. You got so much skill on that team.
And then the biggest bounce back guy,
and I think that's going to be a bounce back for the team, is going to be Detroit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Would you pick them as the favorite in that division?
Yes, I would.
Over Minnesota, Green Bay, and the Bears.
Yep.
It does seem like they will be. There was so much expectations, they didn't meet that. It would be
did not. I'm not a Dan Campbell guy. I know I'm in the minority there. I think he's one of those guys that can lose you a couple of games. He can win you a couple of games with those 4th down calls, but at the same time, he can lose you a couple of games.
And then the guy that I think you love him in this location, a fresh start for Kyler Murray. You think he could have a bounce back year?
Well, I just think Kevin O'Connell is so good with his quarterbacks, and you look what he did for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was on the trash heap, and now Sam Darnold is a world champion quarterback for Seattle, and I think a lot of that was going and really getting back comfortable in the NFL, and that's what Kevin O'Connell was able to do for him. And I just think that Kyler Murray getting to reset this. I can't believe this J.J. McCarthy experiment, though. It almost seems like it's over. I know they're still battling, and J.J. McCarthy believes he's going to be the guy, but I just don't see it. I think, with arguably the best receiver in Jefferson, and I think this Minnesota team's going to be really good, too.
By the way, NFL camps open July 22nd through the 28th, so not far away from camps opening up. The first exhibition game always is the Hall of Fame game, August the 6th for that, so we're less than a month away from that.
It's crazy.
Arizona and Carolina, it's probably the worst, not that any of the starters ever played, but it's probably the worst marquee Hall of Fame game I can remember ever, Arizona, Carolina.
Well, again, you've got to get Hall of Famers out of that game. So I assume Larry Fitzgerald is eligible this year. For Carolina, I think Julius Peppers is already in,
Luke
isn't he?
Kuechly, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah,
they've
Kuechly.
already announced
Okay.
who's going in the Hall that'll be from these two teams.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the history of those organizations. You don't get a lot. Kuechly, yeah, that makes sense.
And the first full preseason weekend is August the 13th, so just a little over a month from the first full NFL preseason. So we're that close to college and the NFL season. One more thing to get to in this segment, brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
New York Butcher Shop, the weekend is almost here. If you're looking to hang out, whether it's the pool or the lake, you want to watch a little World Cup action, make sure you pick up some of the delicious fresh meats from our friends at the New York Butcher Shop. Great staff of butchers under Jim. 2 locations, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 and Greystone. Not only the fresh meats, the great sides made in-house fresh every single day, the desserts made fresh every single day, fantastic selection of great wines as well. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Las Vegas already has they got an NHL team first, then an NFL team. Major League Baseball stadiums are being built. It's on the way. And now several different groups are trying to bring the NBA to Las Vegas, including a group called themselves the Las Vegas Jacks. They have made an $8 billion bid to bring a franchise to Las Vegas. They would play at T-Mobile to start with and then build their own NBA arena. Part of the group includes Jay Williams of ESPN, Vinny Del Negro, who used to play and is a businessman now. Jerry Colangelo is heading up that group there, familiar name in that circuit. $8 billion.
Well, I would think those three would have to. I mean, maybe not Colangelo. I really don't know the kind of money he made with the Suns, but I would think those guys are scraping quarters to put $8 billion together.
There's obviously somebody behind that group with the money, and
say
maybe
this.
it's casinos, but the Las Vegas Jacks, they say that's not the franchise team name. If they get it, they'll open that up for bidding on what the names. But it's not a bad name.
No, not bad at all. I don't like the logo, but I think you could do something with that. I think that would be a good market. Remember, we knew this even when we were doing 17 years ago. The three of us doing a show, it was so taboo in professional sports to even touch that market. And now that they've not only embraced it, but sports gambling throughout all the leagues is really embraced. I think the way to do it is you've got 30 teams in the NBA. Let's make it 32. Seattle gets back the Sonics. Vegas gets the Jacks or whoever it is. I think it makes sense. I think Vegas actually would support. I wonder how it would cut into the Knights, though, because they love the Knights there.
They do.
But that's such a big city, and it's constantly with the tourists coming in. That would also support it. I think it would work.
I've always heard LeBron was going to be part of the ownership group in Las Vegas.
He's got the money.
That he wanted to be. Yeah. That's the city he wants to move a franchise to. His name not mentioned there. I don't know if he's got a history with any of those guys, if he would slide in when he retires.
Yeah, maybe
that ownership group.
And maybe, behind the scenes, he's quietly having those conversations and really doesn't want to talk about it publicly until his NBA career is over. LeBron's still trying to decide, not playing here, which I'm glad, but trying to decide where he's going to be playing next season. It looks like it's going to be the Cavs.
UFC this weekend. Do you ever watch the UFC fights?
I used to watch a lot more than I do now. It takes a special moment for me. I didn't even watch the one at the White House last month.
Me either.
Yeah.
Do you guys, anybody in the back room, Cheese, do you guys watch UFC?
I actually just started getting into it a little bit, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. It's like 392 this weekend, but Conor McGregor is making his comeback. First time since 2021, and he's fighting his old rival, Max Holloway, but they've only fought once since 2013, but that's the headliner this weekend. McGregor is back on Saturday night.
I don't think there's a lot of expectation for McGregor. I would assume he's not out of money. I mean, maybe he just wants to get back in the limelight a little bit.
But didn't that alcohol, that sort of burned fast. I never see it.
Proper number 12?
I never see commercials.
Do you want a
it.
shot of it? We got some here.
I know we do.
Yeah.
I never see commercials for it anymore.
No. But I still think he's probably making some money off of that. The money he made against Mayweather was just next level. But, I mean, I guess everybody can spend their money. I'm not excited about this. He was a massive draw back in the day. But when you look at if people laid out their top 10 UFC fighters of all time, I don't think anybody would have McGregor in it. Maybe biggest draws.
See, I was under the impression McGregor was the
No, guys like Anderson Silva, again, like I'm no. I used to watch a lot more, but I would think if you
bring up the chat room.
Yeah, I mean, Google it. I don't think Conor McGregor would be considered technically one of the top 10 UFC fighters of all time.
Yeah,
one of the biggest draws, maybe the biggest draw.
Max is a machine. Everyone is saying in here. Conor has his own cigars. They're not bad as far as celebrity cigars go.
I didn't know that was a thing. Everybody, all these celebrities got liquor.
Yeah, Goose says the legal fees add up, LT. So he's had some legal fees.
They do.
I don't know. Somebody give me the robots. Who's Forrester? Who's the greatest UFC fighter of all time? Brooks, who's the greatest UFC fighter?
I'm
going to
go Anderson Silva, but again,
I think McGregor's. Oh wait, give me Brooks's microphone.
Anderson Silva or maybe GSP George St. Pierre.
Yep.
What does the robot say? Yeah, give me.
The robot says John Jones is
got no problem with that.
Kind of top of the heap.
That would make sense.
And then George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who I'm not even familiar with.
Yeah,
I've heard the nickname.
And Habib.
Oh,
so
yeah.
McGregor not mentioned anywhere.
Not near the top of this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's almost like Mike Tyson. Like if you talk to boxing historians, I don't think anybody's got Mike Tyson in their top 10 boxers.
Shut up.
Oh, I don't think they do.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm telling you, I would almost guarantee it.
I mean, I would go Ali number 1. I mean,
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has got to be up there.
Tyson would be in my top 5. Easily.
I mean, let's see what the robot says. I don't think most people would have.
Tyson would be on my Mount Rushmore.
I think
that dude was the baddest man on the planet at one point.
Canelo would be in front of Tyson.
Yeah, you're doing boxers.
That's what I'm.
I know.
I know, but that's what we're talking about. Same thing with UFC.
The guys that you get a point for touching a chin. I don't like. That's not boxing to me.
But again, I'm making the point that I think McGregor was more like Tyson.
Knockouts.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. McGregor was more like Tyson. Like he was this polarizing guy, a huge draw. Everybody wanted to see it, but I think when you look at the history of the sport, I don't think those guys are considered top 10. I'm right there with you guys. I grew up with Tyson. He was the most dominant, feared guy that I had ever seen. I would probably have him in my top 10. I just don't think most boxing historians would.
The robot does not. Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong, Joe Louis, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Roberto Duran, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Harry Greb, 1913 to 1926, and then Sam Langford, 1902 to 1926.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Mike Tyson would knock the crap out of Harry Greb.
Yeah, these are different debates. Like if Tyson's not a technician or anything like that.
That's what I'm saying. Again, I'm not a boxing historian. I'm not a UFC guy. I'm just saying what people would consider.
Yeah, who would you least like to be in the ring with in his prime?
I mean, Tyson would be right up there. Lennox Lewis would have been one of those guys.
Top 4
Very
heavyweights of all time. Ali, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano. What is it with you white guys? Always Rocky Marciano. And Mike Tyson.
Rocky Marciano fought his brother, who was also
his manager. Mike Tyson.
We need to have Forrester's guy, Joe Tess, on to talk about this.
Yeah. Marciano, by the way, 49-0, never lost.
I mean, and that's kind of like Mayweather. Say what you want about those guys. Everybody's going to say, you prop Marciano up because he was a white guy. He's 49-0.
Yeah. Sugar Ray, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, pound for pound.
Where do they have?
masters.
Where do they have Mayweather?
Overall, they have him number 5 overall.
Yeah. Incredible fighter.
But pound for pound, he and Sugar Ray are the best. Sugar Ray, little boxing conversation there.
All over the place today.
Yeah, well, everyone's saying I got lucky last night, which ain't a lie. I had a lot of ice cream too. But I had a lot of ice cream too. When we come back, Tyler
not lactose tolerant.
I enjoy the milk products. When we come back, Tyler has our 4 downs today. Does he?
Yeah, he's going to come in studio.
Yeah, you're going to come in here and do 4 downs, Tyler?
You're going to go and do 4 downs.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, yes, he is. Thumbs up.
We had that conversation without you, so maybe we should include you next time.
Tyler, you're coming in here to do 4 downs in our next segment. And then we'll get back to football and some basketball news in the final hour of the show that's being brought to you today by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. 70 years of wonderful care, compassionate care here in Central Alabama with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. 205-930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between. 1 in 8 American men deal with some kind of prostate issues. And this is an opportunity for you to stay on top of your health, guys, as you move from your 20s to your 30s, 30s to 40s, 40s to 50s, and so on. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. 205-930-0920. 10 great locations. Check them out and get everything you need to know online at UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
You know, sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Sonora Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio. No need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Sonora Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777. AlexWins.law.
Call me, Alabama.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Our buddy Alexander Shinara, Trial Attorneys, bringing you part of the show today. Wonderful folks at Alexander Shinara, Trial Attorneys, including Alexander himself. Man, he started this from scratch, right here in Birmingham, and it's based in Birmingham. It hasn't gone anywhere. 25 years, a quarter of a century, and he's grown it to 150 lawyers. But the thing I love about him, he's still the captain of the ship. He's there, and everything runs across his desk. 500 dedicated team members, just elite trial lawyers. And the key to their success has been Alexander's mission. He wanted to create this firm that could handle any issues that his community faced. And now they handle personal injury claims, firestorm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' comp, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shinara.com, Shinara.com. All right, Tyler's in here with us. We're about to do our 4 downs today. That is usually non-sports related on Thursdays when Tyler is on the show. I saw a graphic last night. Is this true? Around the table, if it's not true, let me know. Back row, everybody's microphones for this part of the show. That 291 million Americans live east of the Mississippi. Only 46 million Americans live west of the Mississippi.
Oh, yeah, that's dead on.
That's a true graphic?
I mean, when you look at the population up the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that land, and there's just 46 million people living in it?
I mean, look at Wyoming, Montana. I mean, Montana is a massive state.
I mean, if that's true, then most of that's in Texas and California.
Right. Yeah, most of that would just be in L.A., Austin.
Think about how many electoral college votes California has.
No, and, in some of the bigger cities, when you look at, throw Phoenix in there and Las Vegas. But, yeah, you guys are right. But, I mean, South Dakota, North Dakota, they have no population.
Just think about how much land we have in our country that we don't, that nobody lives on. But I guess somebody owns it, right?
Well, think about how much we waste with cemeteries and golf courses.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've always been that, yeah.
What was the stat again?
291 million people live east of the Mississippi, 46 million west.
Okay, so about 35 to 40% of the U.S. population resides west of the Mississippi.
Okay.
So
Do
there's
the
some
math.
truth to that, but I don't know that that's exactly spot on.
You said 45?
35 to 40.
Okay.
That'd be at least 100 million because U.S. population is 330 million-ish.
Yeah.
So how about this? Approximately 87% of Australians, over 22 million people, live within 50 kilometers of the coast.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because the rest of the country is just a no man's land where everything wants to kill you.
Uninhabitable.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying, you think about all of that land.
Yeah. And that's all on most of it's on the Sydney side, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's Brisbane that is off by itself.
Is Perth on the other side, or is that Brisbane? That's the west coast of Australia.
That's a good question. I'm not too familiar with my Australian geography.
Yeah. And do you fly over from Sydney? Do you fly over the land you don't want to be on?
Don't know.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, let's get to Tyler. Brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt today. Central Alabama Asphalt, wonderful folks there. They do a lot of big projects for the state of Alabama, but we're here to tell you how they can help you at your home. They're a big job company that has a dedicated division focused entirely on private driveways, smaller asphalt projects, How about a parking pad? If you've got teenagers that are about to start driving, that'll make your life so much easier. Same crew, same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job, from highways to neighborhoods and right there on your property. Central Alabama Asphalt. Client-oriented, quality-focused, and built to deliver. For estimates or opportunities, call them up, 205-349-0910, or check them out online, centralalabamaasphalt.com, centralalabamaasphalt.com. We start today with first down.
Wait, hold on real quick.
wait.
How confident are you, your net worth, that you could tell me the most populated city of Australia?
I've got $66 in my wallet.
Okay.
So that's almost my net worth.
So that's
But
66.
I would go Sydney, but that's got to be a trick question.
Are you willing to wager your $66 on this?
It's a trick question, so no. Because if
Do
it's
you
not
go Sydney too?
I would probably go Melbourne.
I would probably go. Ooh, Melbourne's a good answer.
I would. Sydney's the answer, but I didn't realize how tight it was. Like, I always think that Melbourne and Brisbane are like, the Chicago compared to the New York, but Sydney's 5.6. Melbourne is 5.4. Then major drop to Brisbane at 2.8.
Is Perth in there anywhere?
2.4, number 4. And then Adelaide is 1.4, and then there's nothing. Then it's just ghost towns.
Adelaide. That's where that great rugby team's from. Australian rules football. Adelaide.
Hey, what do you think when you watch rugby compared? Like, they never roll around on the ground like they're hurt.
Well, there's no incentive to do that in rugby.
I just saw
in soccer, you can get good field position, you can get your team reset and reorganized, and get a good attack on goal just by laying on the ground and pretending.
Poon
to be hurt for
Lissick, it just came up that he had a bone bruise.
I'm not going to defend that guy. Landon Donovan played against Ghana in 2010 with a torn hamstring.
Yeah.
Bone bruise is what just came out. Bone bruise.
Did you spell that Poonlic? CIC?
Any way you want to spell it.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
I will say a bone bruise really hurts.
It does hurt.
I get that. Look, we'd probably be rolling around, but I'm just saying that guy shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, he was hobbling around out on the field. And at that point, if he's not going to be able to do anything, let's put somebody in who can do something.
100%. If you're not going to play at 100%, just don't show up just to pad your stats.
Yeah,
just sit
if
the bench.
If you can't play, you can't play. I mean, at some point, if Patrick Mahomes is hobbling around and QB2 is going to be better than him, you take him out and put QB2 in. All right, 4 downs. We start with first down.
First down.
Happy birthday to Tom Hanks. He turns 69 today.
That's all. That's not bad.
Yeah.
69's good.
Nice. Favorite Tom Hanks movie?
For me, his best performance was Castaway, and I like Castaway a lot. I know a lot of people thought it was boring. I thought it was fantastic. Big or Castaway, I think Tom Hanks's roles have gotten worse and worse and worse.
I liked him in Big. Really enjoyed him in. He wasn't bad in Road to Perdition.
Oh, I thought he was really good in Road to Perdition. He played against type.
I liked him in Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can is great.
Yeah. I'm going to stop there. There's 2 answers nobody expected from me, so I'll bail out.
Yep.
I love Turner and Hooch. Loved that movie as a kid.
Good one.
All-time favorite role.
I didn't like it because I knew what was coming.
That's fair.
I mean, you just dog movies. You don't have to kill the dog. You don't have to.
But they do.
I know they do
Every time.
Saving Private Ryan. Since Ryan's not here to say that, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, he was good. There were better characters in that movie than him. Forrest Gump is one of the most overrated movies of all time and one of the most overrated performances of all time. He was good in Philadelphia.
In Saving Private Ryan, I think the sniper guy, I think he's from Texas
Barry
in the movie.
Pepper?
Yeah, I think he's a much better character than Tom Hanks in that movie. Much more enjoyable to watch.
Okay, before you move on, since we've got time, Forrester or Brooks, Google this really quick. It has nothing to do with Tom Hanks, but it has something to do with dogs. I was in tears yesterday, and it may all be AI at this point. I just don't trust it anymore. But there is a police officer who had his dog who had been his canine partner forever, and then when the dog retired, he adopted him, took him home with him, and then I want to say it was in Kansas City or somewhere.
He dies, and the dog.
The dog has got now, from working all those years, joint problems. So he got where he wasn't moving, and was in so much pain. It was time to put him down, and he had not moved and been able to stand on his hind legs at all.
He take him in water
for like
before
2
he
weeks.
put him down.
They're sitting there at the vet getting ready to put him down, and the dog gets up on his hind legs and hugs the guy around the neck and licks his face. I mean, I was bawling last night. I mean, full-fledged. Maggie's like, "Are you crying? What are you crying about?" And I was like, "This dog hugging his owner." Hind legs. If you've seen it on social media, let me know in the chat.
My dog's Bullet and Chili, like Maddie was out of town. I hope she's not listening. So middle of the night, I got up and snuck him in bed last night. You can't beat a good dog. You really can't. Do you have a dog?
No, I mean,
I know it's difficult for you because you live by yourself, and they are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'd like to. Here in the near future, but no, probably another bulldog. I had an old English bulldog. Her name was Ellie Mae, and pretty soon after I started my internship here, maybe a year or so into it, she passed away. So I've kind of just been holding off on another dog.
Yeah, I mean, it
now.
is difficult when you have one pass. You're like, I'm not going through that again, and then you always do it again.
Everyone's saying League of Their Own in the chat room, that he was good in that.
That's a good pull.
Yeah, I mean, what did he play Jimmy Fox in that?
Yeah, he played the manager.
Yeah,
of the
I
baseball
knew
team.
that. Yeah, he took the 3-minute piss.
Yes.
Yep.
And anytime I pee a long time, I always reference that.
I think of the Austin Powers movie where he's peeing after being unfrozen.
Reaches for the asparagus next to him. Or that was in Goldmember. That was later on.
I got
Second
nothing on
down.
your,
What'd you say, Forrester?
I can't find it.
I can't find it either. I can't find a dog story.
Your dog story.
Everyone is saying it's probably AI.
Yeah, I did see one person in the chat say it's AI. I've seen it, but I don't know if he put that in the chat before we even brought up the story as just a joke to say, "Oh, you're bringing it up, so it's definitely
We
fake."
have got to stop doing all this AI. Like I saw this chick swimming with a great white, and everybody's like, "It's not real. Look at the bubble. She doesn't have a tank." And I'm like, "Why even put it out there then?"
She doesn't have a what?
Well, she was snorkeling, but
didn't have a tank.
Yeah,
tank. I was like, wow.
Jesus. She had a wetsuit on, Dunaway. Okay, are we on second down?
Second down.
I'd really like some Cajun food today. So, what's y'all's favorite Cajun dish or favorite dish you've had in New Orleans?
I am very simple. I like red beans and rice. It's so good when it's. Now, sometimes it's a little flat depending where you go, so I have to doctor it up with a little hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce. But I guess my favorite New Orleans dish, though, is bread pudding. I like a good bread pudding.
Yeah, the Commander's Palace is very touristy, but it is such a New Orleans staple, and that family has done so much for the food around New Orleans. Like basically anything there. I know a lot of people will go to the turtle soup, but my man Chris Stewart, our gutter cap guy, he is a Baton Rouge native, went to LSU, and his jambalaya, it's sticky, it's spicy, it is absolutely incredible. He used to do it at least once a year for us. He hasn't done it in a couple of years, which is very disappointing, but that is my favorite go-to Cajun dish.
Yeah, jambalaya, etouffee, po' boys, and red beans and rice are all in the chat.
My brother used to coach.
Dark roux gumbo, too.
My brother used to coach in Villarica, Georgia, and there's a Cajun family that owns this little hole-in-the-wall restaurant in their downtown area. It's the best Cajun food I've ever had. Like they just brought it from Louisiana, and they had a blackened mahi-mahi fish pontchartrain. It was so much food that I ate an entire meal from it.
I can't understand what they're saying, but their food is so freaking good.
Muffaladas from Central Market, says Jay Bake.
The bread, I mean, a couple of bites is good, but it's like Slotsky's bread. You know, it's so thick and big.
The French bread,
There's a place near here that's supposed to do a really good muffaletta.
I'll tell you, Diplomat Deli does it.
Okay.
Yeah, they really do. Really good one.
Hey, update. I think I found Jim's video.
Is it AI?
Oh, gotta see this.
Is this it? Is this the one we're talking about here?
That's it. AI?
Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that. That is really, really sad.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got to be like one of the worst first world experiences, I should say.
Yeah,
that,
not
that
even
you can
first world,
experience.
man. That's your partner.
Yeah.
You know.
But I do think it's like the last good thing you can do for your dog as an owner.
You know, they
Being
do
there.
my buddy Rab came and, you know, I had to send him over to somebody's house they do the in-home euthanization now, which I really think if you can do it that way is the way to do it in the comfort of their own home.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough, man. I didn't want to start thinking about this shit.
We put Baxter, he was in such pain, down during the pandemic. And so we went out under a tree because they didn't want to be inside. The vet didn't. So we went out under a tree. It was a sunny day, breezy, and sat under a tree for a little bit. And I just held him and talked to him. And then that little shot, and he just goes to sleep in your arms.
Yeah, I think they euthanize animals differently than we do on death row, right?
Oh, I brought that up to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
vet.
I think so.
Yeah.
And the vet said it'd be very easy to do,
Yeah.
and a lot more humane, but they choose not to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Because it is, I mean, I hate to say it's peaceful for these dogs, but it is.
Yep.
If you've ever done it.
Yeah, I mean it's the same stuff we get before surgery, before they give you you know, the tube that helps you breathe and everything.
Thanks for that.
Well,
I got a little dental work done today. I'm going to go under.
Well, if you see any milky white stuff in your IV, you know what's up.
Hope Dr. Brian has the right dosage dialed up today.
Third down.
Alrighty, Jack White from the White Stripes turns 50 today. What's your favorite song to hear at a sporting event? Because Seven Nation Army's a pretty good one to play for the crowd.
I mean, it's a great song, but it, you know, unfortunately, it's just been overplayed.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not Sandstorm.
No, and
no,
I mean
that's the laser
awful.
tag special right
and
there.
listen, I'm going to stick with it. I don't think Country Roads should have been our song.
Yeah, I don't know what the song would be. I don't disagree with you because it is so West Virginia based, and I don't like the song to begin with.
I like T-Bob's suggestion. You'll see that?
What he said.
What did he say?
Neck.
Neck for the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Hey-oh.
yeah, but they got the tiger. They got the tiger reference in that. If you're going
Well,
to
you just
do the alternate words,
sub in USA instead of Tiger.
yeah.
I'm
I
trying
guess
to
you could
think.
use the word American.
Yeah.
It's not the pedophile Gary Glitter. What was that song?
The rock and roll song.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Awful. Yeah,
Rock
the
and
jock
roll.
jams. Do you remember the jock jam
yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
ESPN Jock Jams.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
It was a radio producer's dream to just be able to cue those up and play those coming back from breaks.
Man,
and
when
stuff.
I started in 1997, I was working at Radio Disney, and we wore that out. I can't think of one. I can't. I mean, give me some other ones.
Thunderstruck. By
Oh, yeah,
AC/DC.
Thunderstruck's really
That's a-
good.
Yeah,
that's a good
Alabama
pick.
still comes out to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
I mean, I like, I'm okay with Country Roads. I like any of the sing-alongs when the whole crowd sing along, except for Sweet Caroline, which I can't stand.
I don't like
think
that
it's
one either.
horrible. But like when the English was singing,
When they were singing "Hey Jude"
Hey
and
Jude
"Wonderwall," I
and
like
Wonderwall,
that.
that's
And I
good
hate
stuff.
the Beatles.
Yep.
But I'm a little surprised, like the Raiders. Why wouldn't you come out to Back in Black if we're going AC/DC?
Well, why would you
That'd
not?
be a good
Yeah, it
choice.
really would be. Yeah.
For me personally, nothing beats swag surfing in the fourth quarter at night in Jordan Hare.
Pretty
When
good.
The lights
Yeah.
go out. I mean,
I mean, that's okay. Don't look around looking for people to pat you on the back there. It's a good answer. It's a good answer.
I've seen it in person. It's fun.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, it's fun. Never liked Auburn's obsession with "All I Do Is Win," though.
Well, that was a moment in time in 2010. That was
Right.
a popular song at
Yeah.
the time, and it sort of worked then.
I'm saying even then, I thought I didn't like it.
Well, because that year all they did was win.
But you were in school there then, right?
In 2010.
2010?
No,
I was
that's a
still
long
in high
time
school.
ago.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, I was going 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lance thinks I'm 40 or something.
I told you, man. You could be. I still don't know how old you are. I would go 28.
I've
27.
I've got
Okay.
you at 26, so 27.
4th down.
God, you've been up here with us a long time.
I have. I started up here when I was 23, I think. 'Cause
Yeah.
It would have been 2024 when I got here, or late 2023.
Did you ever foresee this journey?
No.
Yeah.
No, when I went to Auburn, I was studying like narrative filmmaking, like trying to get into post-production and stuff
Well,
like
you
that.
do talk about a lot of film stuff, so narrative film is right up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, but I didn't take a whole lot of broadcast journalism classes. Took a handful of them, but not that many.
Yeah, smart ass Jim would say it shows, but
Well, I was going to say it shows for our industry, right? You don't have to be trained in this; just roll right into it.
Yeah, I mean, what would they have trained me on? To be
Nothing.
honest, like I already knew how to run a soundboard. I already knew how to edit video.
it's I tell it to the Vestavia High School students now that I do the Friday football with, but when I was in local TV and used to go speak to groups, I'd always tell them major in something else. You don't need a broadcasting degree because either you're good or you're not good, and having a major in something else actually brings something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're pre-law, pre-med, just think of how many smart things you can say on the air.
Yeah.
Finance.
I've known a lot of people who work in news who majored in English, and they copy or they do all the editing for all the scripts because they know how to.
Yeah, because they're the best writers.
Yeah, we got machines that do the editing now. My Grammarly, I pay $7 a year, and Grammarly corrects everything. I probably don't even have to pay that anymore now with the AI on my computer.
robot can do it.
Go tell a news director that, Jim, instead of having an anchor approve the script. Is that what you would do as an anchor? Just run it through a Grammarly?
When I news anchored for 3 years, I guess it was, I rewrote every one of my scripts, every one of them.
No, I meant if a reporter in the field had to get a package approved, and they had to send it to an anchor for.
I just
script
know
approval.
that I wrote it more conversational than they did.
God, I remember we had a buddy that did it, and he would pay one of his producers, I think $50 a night to write his, because he would go out to dinner and have a couple of drinks and then roll in and knock it out. I bet a lot of people still do that.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody's watching the news, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Is that 4 or is there one more?
He hit fourth down, so.
Oh, yeah. Fourth down, most off the beaten path sort of weird sport you've ever watched.
Oh, I grew up early when ESPN first popped on the screen, so you could watch sailing. You could watch all the Australian rules football, which was fun to watch back then.
Which was different than rugby.
There was a show when I was a kid called Wide World of Sports. They would have barrel jumping where guys on ice skate would skate around and jump over barrels, and it was a competition. You know, they'd roll out 7 barrels, and whoever cleared the 7th barrel, then they roll out an 8th. And, you know, they would keep doing it that way. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, probably cliff diving on Wide World of Sports.
Cliff diving was good. I didn't understand that because
I didn't either. Great form. Like,
they were
just
judging
survive
it.
the
Yeah,
dive.
that's
Like,
right.
That's where I would be. I think Red Bull still does something for the cliff diving.
Yeah. So I'll go the ice skaters skating around and jumping over barrels. But I do think at one point Wide World of Sports had race cars on a frozen pond ice somewhere maybe in Eastern Europe that were doing figure 8 racing on ice. That was pretty good. That was pretty entertaining because you can't really brake.
Yeah.
And that figure 8, when you're crossing that little path there, collisions out the wazoo.
Rusty in the chat says ESPN The Ocho had air guitar championships on the other day.
Oh, wow.
That's not surprising because we've watched like Madden tournaments, right?
The wiffle ball tournaments games they put on during that event is tremendous. Some of the pictures.
The cornhole games are fun too.
Wait, cornhole, they're just making it every time.
Oh, but the announcers are going crazy, Lance. It makes it 10 times better because they'll get super into it, and they have all these different like slang terms that wouldn't be used in any other context outside of cornhole. Like if you're a really good cornhole player, you're known as a corn star. If you if you throw the bag and it just goes straight in the hole, not touching the board or the rim, they call that a glory hole.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of different terminology
So
here
I
in
guess when
cornhole.
you go to one of these weekend...
I think you're watching it on the wrong channel, my man.
These weekend charity tournaments of cornhole, I would assume people have these T-shirts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if I'm a good partner, but I'm not the A player, I'm a B player, I'm just the fluffer? Is that what you're saying? I'm setting you up to be good?
I don't know if they go that far. But
Hey, I got a pretty random one here. Anybody remember ESPN's Star Shot?
Nope.
Back in the day, it was like a celebrity skeet shooting.
I do
thing.
remember this.
It was weird, but
Yeah.
I remember watching a few episodes.
It was like darts and skeet shooting met together because you got points. You can see it there for hitting the skeet at certain levels.
I remember you just made me think of another one with that, Scott. ESPN used to air like the outdoor games where they would like chop wood and saw the logs the fastest,
lumberjack,
and the log rolling.
Yeah, the log, doing the balance. Those
Always
guys
loved
could do it forever.
The log rolling.
Yeah. Then you'd have like a tandem of guys sawing wood, and they had to. Yeah, I remember watching that in like elementary school.
I remember telling my fraternity brothers that the river dance guy would be a great log rolling champion because he could get his feet going.
Is that Michael Flatley?
Yeah.
Is that guy still alive?
I don't know. Another
that trend's dead, right?
It is dead. It is. I never liked it.
I never saw it, but I can't believe I know the guy's name.
And that's 4 Downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Also by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. You can get out to walk-ons right now and benefit the fine folks at Folds of Honor, Alabama. QR code on every table.
Was there yesterday. Donated to these guys.
Which one? Tattersall?
Tattersall, yes.
Yeah, Highway 280. Also Trustful, also Stadium Trace. Those 3 locations, there's a QR code on every table. Also at the bar that you can make a donation to Folds of Honor, Alabama. Every penny stays here locally. Also, you can take advantage of $2 bottles, $3 drafts all day long of Budweiser and Bud Light. The great food at Walk-Ons helping our friends at Folds of Honor, Alabama. Thank you to Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, Adams Beverage, Walk-Ons, and thank you guys for supporting Folds of Honor, Alabama throughout the entire month of July.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. Tyler, it's been a while. Champy's Chicken, what would you get if you went by there right now?
So, after experiencing the chicken tenders at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I took one bite and realized that Sterling absolutely spoils us. So I would have to go for those big, juicy chicken tenders. Always crispy.
Hand cut, right?
Hand cut, never frozen like those Mercedes chicken tenders.
Guess who's coming by next week? Now, I don't know if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We're still working on the time. But Sterling's going to be coming by. Now, whether or not he's going to bring some of those, I will try to get that worked out. But he is definitely dropping by to see us.
Brooks, you're up.
I just said, are you shitting me? I've been working here for a year. I've been waiting for him to come up here. And he's coming by the week I'm on vacation.
Oh, well, I can't help that.
Oh, Brooks has been dying for some Champy's chicken.
All I've heard from Scott and Tyler is, man, when Champy's does a food drop, it's awesome up here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, he brings the whole shebang. That was my favorite part of the first few days here is SEC Media Days. We were out there. We're not even.
Yeah, it's the first time we met him.
Yeah, and he was bringing food out there. This place was being built out, and it worked out really, really good. So that's Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, champy'schicken.com. Great food for everybody but Brooks. All the time. You know, you can drive there, right? You've got a car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I inhaled some of my water here for a second. Yeah, I mean,
you take the whole family too.
Oh, kids love it.
Oh, I would love to take them down there. It's about 35 minutes from my house, so it's a bit of a haul.
Yeah, it's only about 15 here. You go there and then go home.
It's a good point.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Or you can just go on vacation and miss it when he.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
here.
if you're going to the beach. It's on the way to the beach, technically, where you are right now.
We're going to South Carolina.
Okay, so never mind.
Yeah, we're going east.
All right, next time. All right, final hour of the show. Trash coming up a little bit later on. Big 12 Media Days wrapped up yesterday. The coaches talked with On3 Sports, and they did a little. Brett McMurphy did a poll. The coaches say BYU beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. That is the projected finals. Utah 3rd, Houston 4th, Arizona 5th, Iowa State 6th, TCU 7, West Virginia 8. Those are the only teams that got votes from the coaches that talked with On3 Sports.
Okay, so that would be a rematch of the Big 12 championship game last year. BYU won 11 games. Very, very good team. Bear Bachmeier's going to be better this year. We talked about the code of conduct, losing their quarterback, kind of last minute last year, but Bachmeier played well. I love Sataki. I think he's a great coach. That program is still kind of on the rise, I think. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I do think those are the three best. We saw it last year. I think Utah is going to be right there in year one under Morgan Scalley. I don't think there's another team that can win that conference this year.
To clean up a little dead wood here, cut 3, Tyler. Baylor has a quarterback in DJ Lagway now. His coach, Dave Aranda, told The Athletic that he's just happy to be out of the straight jacket experience that he had at Florida, because he at times felt like his hands were tied with some of the play calling and all of that. By the way, did you find it ironic that Billy Napier, who never would give up the play calling as he was the head coach at Florida, he starts this year at James Madison, and one thing he announced is, I'm not calling plays. I'm giving up play calling. He refused to do that at Florida. Now at his new job, he's given it up.
You learn from your mistakes. A little too late there, but at least he's got another opportunity at JMU. To DJ Lagway, you watched a lot of Lagway last year at Florida. I watched a lot of Lagway. Very uneven. I didn't really see, it was just kind of a weird offense last year. But I would be shocked if he can have the production Sawyer Robertson had last year. Robertson, over 30 touchdowns, almost 3,700 yards passing.
Here's DJ talking with Andy Staples at Big 12 Media Days yesterday about his time at Florida.
DJ, when you went to Florida, you were a pretty high-profile prospect. NIL was a huge part of that. You made adult decisions when you were in high school and probably had to mature faster than kids would have in previous. But how much of a burden is it when you're viewed as the savior of a program? And what's it like going to a place and feeling like everybody needs you to save a place?
I say, man, that was a pretty fun experience. I learned a lot. It's definitely a lot of highs and a lot of lows. So just really experiencing that, man, it definitely grew me into who I am today. And I'm excited just to, be authentically myself this year. Just go out there and have fun and play.
How much do you think things not going the way that you wanted there had to do with health? How much of it was mental? What do you think just did not go your way there?
Yeah, I say really the cultivation of both. Being able to, while I wasn't healthy, really not, the mental side of it, and then being able, when I was healthy, fighting the mental battles of not having the amount of reps that I needed to do to go out there and perform on the field. So being able to battle both, that was tremendously hard.
Yeah, so now he's got this fresh start, but he sort of is in the same position, Lance, where he's got to save maybe not the program, but the coach's job in Dave Aranda.
Yeah, Aranda's on the hottest of hot seats right now coming into this season. I don't know where you are on Aranda. I thought Aranda was a really good defense coordinator, from Wisconsin to LSU. It just really hasn't worked out. Has had, one really good season at Baylor, but outside of that, it hasn't been great. And I do think that there's a lot of pressure on him this year. But to Lagway, I don't know. I thought he was going to be much better last year. I think some people thought he might have been on one of these lists when you did the dark horse Heisman candidates. He might have been one of those guys last year.
Oh, he was 100%. I remember.
But he just, in 2 years, the numbers were a little bit better. But he's got 23 interceptions in 2 years. That's a ton of picks.
A lot of people put that on the play calling from Billy Napier. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays at Baylor this year. Even Sonny Dykes at TCU thinks DJ Lagway has a big year. So he even said that at the Big 12 Media Days. Maybe so. Two more notes from Big 12 Media Days until we move on. We got a little Wisconsin news coming up here in a second. Connor Wegman named the starting quarterback at Houston, but they've got a big 5-star guy in Keeson Henderson. But Wegman is the starter, according to Willie Fritz. And did you know that Colorado, you did know this, but for our audience, Colorado is the third highest altitude stadium in college football. Colorado is third highest altitude stadium.
So,
can you name the two higher? This is all college football now, so this isn't.
I'm just going to randomly say both are in the state of Utah. I'm going to go Utah and BYU.
Neither one of those. Air Force is number 2, and the highest altitude field stadium in college football is Wyoming. 7,220 feet above sea level.
Did you hear when they were talking Azteca Stadium on Sunday night in the broadcast?
Yeah, that it was how many Empire State Buildings?
I forgot. Tyler, do you remember how many Empire State Buildings that Azteca Stadium could be stacked on with the altitude? I mean, it was an insane number. And you could see how worn out those, especially the English guys, were.
Yeah.
But do you think of any of those?
That's what made that game so interesting for me, that England fought through that.
I know it's Air Force. I know it's Wyoming. But do any of these, like, it's not a massive home field advantage, is it?
It seems like it is for the Broncos a little bit when teams go play there on Sundays.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
So I would imagine for Colorado a little bit. Wyoming, I always hear it's a tough place to play, but with the teams they play, I just don't pay enough attention.
See a ton of trees at Wyoming.
Yeah. A beautiful end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful end zone there.
So the ground of the Estadio Azteca sits approximately 7,350 feet above sea level, making the stadium's base 5,800 feet higher than the total height of the Empire State Building, which measures 1,454 feet.
So that's like 3 or 4 Empire State Buildings.
So what was the total above sea level?
7,350.
Yeah.
For
that's
the
more-
ground of the Estadio Azteca. If you're up in the nosebleeds, you're up even higher.
Yeah, so that's even higher than Wyoming. It's 7,220 feet.
So should it be negative if you're below sea level like Tulane?
You get extra energy?
Yeah, or like it's just a negative to play there altogether.
All right. Hey, before LT tells us about Michelson and we take a look at some college football uniforms coming up this season, our friend Connor O'Gara does 2 things for us on this platform. One of them is the Connor O'Gara Show, which is live most Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, and that happens again tomorrow, the Connor O'Gara Show.
Yeah, I will be on there with Connor. We're going to be talking about SEC coaches. What else did he tell me we were going to be talking about? A lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff tomorrow on the Connor O'Gara Show. That's going to be 8 o'clock live right here on this platform. So we will give you more details. My worst take ever. Boy, I got plenty of those. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the Connor O'Gara Show, 8 a.m. tomorrow right here on this platform.
And twice a week, the OG kickoff that Connor and the crew does over there as well, and Connor and Will. There's them talking with Ben Garrett, the guy who went toe-to-toe with Lane Kiffin last year on the most recent OG kickoff. You can check that out on our platform as well. Tell us about Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision, legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, so you thought it was a viewing menu, didn't you? I saw you jerk up there. Now, we got a couple uniforms for the Shamrock Classic, Shamrock uniforms this year. They're playing the game at Lambeau Field. Notre Dame has one of these games every year where they do specialty uniforms. We'll do the worst uniform in a second, but the Notre Dame one, I never liked their specialty uniforms for this. This is Notre Dame, the shiny numbers here. Dark all blue uniforms.
No, like Notre Dame has got a traditional, really good uniform. I don't mind when you throw the green out every now and then for the SC rivalry.
Some of this it was a tribute to some Chicago, I think, team that played the Packers back in Lambeau Field back in the day. Some of this uniform inspired by that. But I need Forrester's microphone. The numbers, I don't like that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
I was going to say, don't pay homage to another pro. I mean, you're Notre Dame.
Yeah. Well, it's this Shamrock game, and they're playing at Lambeau Field against Wisconsin. And Forrester, I haven't seen it yet. He says the Wisconsin uniforms are horrible. So, Forrester, set us up for this. What are we going to be looking at here?
Brace yourselves.
Okay. By the way, the W on the Wisconsin helmet is awful.
Anyway,
way too big.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to look a little bit different in Lambeau.
And I think Wisconsin's uniforms are just kind of plain,
Not these, apparently.
But
here we go.
The helmet kills it.
We're going all red, head to toe. Red and chrome.
Red and chrome. Looks like a motorcycle.
It looks like Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, when they pulled out that chrome with the red.
Rutgers did something similar with their uniforms in the early 2010s, and it was awful.
Yeah. I mean, look, Wisconsin is, a shell of the program that it once was. And I like Luke Fickell, but he's done a terrible job there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they used to wear all red ever?
I don't recall them ever wearing all red.
When they were Adidas, they had a red alternate helmet that they would, like back in the Monty Ball, Melvin Gordon, early 2010s, Adidas would roll them out in all red occasionally, and it was a lot.
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
Yep. All right, so that's their Shamrock uniform release for this big game coming up. Couple of questions here before we get to trash. Shohei Ohtani hit 300 home runs earlier this week. Will he pass the 500 home run mark in his career?
Yes, he will. No, I got to stay healthy, but yeah. I mean, he's just a guy that's going to hit, 40 plus every year, and the money he's making and the success they're having. I mean, as long as he wants to play, do the math on that. What does he need? Probably 6-7 more years? No, not even. Maybe 5 years. Yeah.
5 more years?
Yeah.
600?
No.
So between 5 and 6 is where he ends
probably.
up.
I mean, how many guys have 600? Is it like 3, 4?
Yeah, 500 is a milestone.
It is. Yeah, you probably have 10 to 15 guys that have hit 500, and then when you get to the 600, I think it's like 3 or 4.
And this is counting. This is U.S. home runs, not counting anything he's done anywhere else. Justin Verlander announced that this is his last year yesterday. He made that announcement. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 266 strikeout, 266 wins. We'll never have a 300. He was our closest guy, right?
And I think he probably for a minute, and I think Buster Olney told us this a couple of years ago, believed that he might be able to get there. And I think he does the math. I mean, you just don't see 20-game winners anymore. So this is, it's a dinosaur. It's extinct. We're never going to see a 300-game winner again. Verlander has had an incredible career. I think he's still with Kate Upton, right?
He is, unless something has happened.
Yeah, no, I think
Did you ever think that was going to last this long?
Probably not, no. But again, he's not retired yet. I think there is something there.
So if he shuts it down, then
it'll be different.
She may bounce?
Yeah, and I don't even know what she does now.
She models a little bit. I think she was in the most recent, I don't know about this year, but I think she was in 2025 swimsuit again.
Okay, out of sight, out of mind, though. Like, that's just a name that you don't hear. And, she was doing the one of those gaming commercials where she would ride in on the horseback.
Oh, yeah.
And then she was in that movie, The Other Woman.
That was a good movie. I enjoyed that. With the three girls.
I think it was Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and
her. Yeah.
And then the dude from Game of Thrones, Jamie Lannister.
So according to Google, she's focused on her family and her personal brand through selective modeling campaigns, business ventures, and the SI issue in 2024. And apparently Yahoo reported today, 4 hours ago, that she got a special Justin Verlander message in his retirement declaration.
Okay. Normally when you're focusing on your personal brand means you're not employed.
Yeah, but companies will pay her thousands upon thousands for a single Instagram post.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So she's not working, but she's still making money.
Still making money.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Right.
Verlander's probably made, he's probably made $300 to $400 million in his career, maybe even more.
Yeah, future Hall of Famer automatically. Maybe a career in broadcasting. By the way, basketball news, scheduling. We know the date now for Arizona's trip down to Neville Arena to play Auburn. On-campus game November 13th. Arizona visits to play Auburn. There's the non-conference schedule. It includes a trip to Clemson. They play West Virginia. They play Kansas. And they play Wisconsin in Nashville. So that's that's some of those games are in Vegas, West Virginia, most likely Kansas, and another good game in Vegas. They get Middle Tennessee and Huntsville, Wisconsin and Nashville, and Arizona's the big winner in the home schedule pre-conference down at Neville Arena. So that's Auburn's schedule. Alabama, by the way, firmed up a game over the weekend, and they now have Baylor, Gonzaga in Vegas. They go at Miami, St. John's here in Birmingham, Iowa and Houston, part of their schedule. in the pre-conference. And we found out yesterday LSU and Houston are going to play. And as we reported on this show a few weeks ago, Arkansas and Michigan State are going to play each other in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day in basketball. When we come back, we get to trash. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
205-229-2090. Again, never ideal if something is to break or fall apart in the house, whether it's something to do with the plumbing, the heating, or the cooling. They are there to serve you. Our friends at Hemp Hill Services, Adam, Chad, Andrew. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. This is the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. They don't get paid until you do. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait. Call 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champy'schicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
All right, final hour of the show today being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. You can get by there and enjoy the wonderful fried chicken that Champy's has. It's just so good. The hand-cut chicken fingers that Tyler and Forrester enjoy and Brooks may taste someday. So good. The in-house made ranch, but also the honey mustard is fantastic. But I go there for the fried chicken. I'm old school. The brined overnight, cooked to order fried chicken, the 2 big breasts, juicy down to the bone, in-house made sides, in-house made dessert. It is so fantastic. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You've heard it before. It's Highway 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com. Let's see what's on my sheet here that I haven't gotten to yet. Did that. Jaylen Brown, the ex-Arkansas wide receivers in the portal, was arrested for hindering apprehension. All those charges have been dropped now, so that could be a big get for somebody. I don't know if somebody. Brown.
somebody will reach. I mean, again, talent outweighs a lot of different things. You deal with the baggage, but a talented guy.
He was a starter at one point last year for Arkansas, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. So our Auburn raised $93.1 million in fundraising last fiscal year. $11 million more dollars than the most they've ever raised before. So that's good.
You know, you wonder, I think there were a lot of people that thought that Hugh Freeze, this was kind of the golden parachute when he took the deal. I mean, when you look at it back in retrospect, was he not really, I know for the first year when we were talking to him about NIL, he basically said, we're waiting for the next year, remember? Like, I just wonder if he was really pressing for NIL dollars.
Like he wasn't pushing the right buttons or trying hard to get the money.
Yeah,
just taking whatever they gave him.
Just kind of going through the motions and taking what he got. And I don't know. I mean, I think you've just got to sell and you've got to be on these guys and you gotta ask for the money. And I know it's a pain in the ass and it's one of the main reasons guys will either shut it down early or they'll go to the NFL is they don't want to deal with it.
I would tell you though, we'll watch this college football season. And I think we will see some of the talent he brought in to Auburn doing great things somewhere else. Not just Cam Coleman, like Horatio Fields at Ole Miss. I think he's supposed to have a good year. Hearing Trinidad talk about it. It seems like there's another receiver. Did he go to Florida or did he go to Miami? I can't remember his name now. It was another receiver.
Cooper Barkate? Are you talking about the kid from Duke?
No, the kid from Auburn. That there's another kid that went to Miami.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Eric Singleton, who's at Florida.
Yeah, he's at Florida with Georgia Tech to Auburn to Florida. Hugh brought him to Auburn.
Didn't have the year we thought he would have last year.
No, but I think he's going to have a good year at Florida.
Probably, yeah.
Horatio Fields at Ole Miss. Seems like there's a kid that went to LSU from Auburn that's going to have a big year. I think, I don't know if he'll be the starter or not, but the quarterback who's at Missouri, right? No, he's at Ole Miss. He won't be the starter this year, but he'll end up having a good career probably after Trinidad leaves. I think Hugh brought in some talent's my point. He just never turned it into any wins. I mean, those are some high-profile players.
Yeah, if we're doing this in 10, 15 years, I'll still look back and be like, I don't understand what happened in the Hugh Freeze era.
Yeah. I think maybe he was one of those guys that his offense just isn't all that anymore. Anyway, that gets us to trash, brought to you today by our friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, a great place to go, especially on the weekends. At live music every Friday and Saturday. A great place to sit back and watch all of the action, whether it's World Cup, Major League Baseball, getting ready for college football in 52 days. Birmingham Institution, 2 locations, the original right there in Crestline, newer location in Edgewood and Homewood. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
Tell me about the whistles. The whistles got woo. When you want to woo woo, it's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends from Bud Light. We start first with Uncrustables. Has anybody tried the new Pat McAfee? What is it called?
I haven't. I want to though, but I just never.
I looked for it the other day in the store.
It's only Target and Walmart.
Okay,
right
well
now.
that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. But when I was in Publix, they don't have it.
So Uncrustables, known to be one of the best golf snacks out there, and to play on that, they've teamed up with the golf equipment brand LAB Golf to bring a new line of putters, each costing $2,000.
Wow.
What is a typical putter, like $200 or $300?
I think the good ones are $500 to $1,000. I mean, the folks at Inverness Golf Club could help us, but Archer, if you guys are watching in the office now, text me. But I think the good ones are $500 to $1,000.
LAB Golf and their zero torque putters have skyrocketed in popularity over the last couple of years, being used by tour players and the biggest content creators. In this new limited edition collab, they're bringing out putters with Uncrustables branding. Now, their Uncrustable style, there's 3 different putters, each sell for $2,000. The sole of each putter has the cartoon you see right there, Uncrustable, and the golf's own brand, LAB Rat Mascot.
Odyssey is $379. The Cobra's $200. The Spider is $400. Orion is $400. So maybe I was even overshooting.
What do you putt with?
A putter Brown gave me pre-pandemic, and it has been horrible the last two, 3 times I've been out.
Do you blame Brown for it?
I have cussed Brown's name, but
who's throwing it more, you or Brown?
Well, see, here's the problem now: is it's the only old club I have left in my bag. I bought all new clubs, and so it's the only old thing left. So as I hit a bad putt, I now say to myself, why am I hitting new clubs everywhere and I'm here and 3-putting with an old equipment? I need a new putter now.
Are the new clubs hitting well?
They are now. Okay. Yeah. It took a while to get used to them, but lighting them up now.
Man in Maryland.
These, Uncrustable head covers as well.
No.
That looks like trash, by the way. Yeah. I would not want that.
That's why it's in trash.
I could destroy an Uncrustable right now. Man in Maryland was arrested after he reported that his car had been stolen, and police linked him to a robbery that had actually just occurred. Now, if you're going to commit a crime, there are some golden rules to abide by. You don't return to the scene of the crime, and if you get caught, you better be prepared to do the time. Some criminals do fail to follow those rules, and it leaves them in a little bit of trouble. However, for 29-year-old Jayden Goddard, he had to call upon the police shortly after his car had been stolen. Police met Goddard outside of a 7-Eleven at 5:44 a.m., which came a few minutes after they had responded to a break-in at a nearby Verizon store. Now, the 29-year-old told police that he'd been at McDonald's, but officers noticed he had blood on his hands, matching the blood at the Verizon store. Quote, "Don't you hate it when your car gets stolen while you're committing a burglary?" The Howard County Police Department posted on X alongside body cam footage of the arrest. In the footage, one officer told Goddard that it was, quote, some kind of karma for the alleged burglary. I left the keys in, the 29-year-old says. Yeah, that's some karma right there, dude, one officer responded. As per Fox 5 DC, Goddard was charged with burglary, theft, and destruction of property.
I don't understand it, man.
Well, I would just wait to report the car stolen. You know, that's the move here. Go home, clean up, take a nap, whatever, and then report it stolen.
But there's cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm convinced, like, you know, when we were in St. Martin last week, it's kind of shipwrecked in the 70s when you look around the island. I was like, man, you know, if you were in trouble back in the 70s or 80s, you could disappear down here and nobody would ever know, you know, that you're down there. Now with the facial recognition at airports, like, I don't know how you go on the lam.
They track you everywhere.
Yeah.
You have to go no airport.
I hope I'm never in that situation.
You have to go, honest to goodness, you have to pay a boater.
Shipping container?
Just somebody who always goes off, and like his regular day is going offshore.
Like an offshore fisherman.
Yeah. And then you've got to have somebody else meet you offshore and in another boat, and you get on that boat, and then you go to some island that way.
Yeah.
You can't go through the airport.
But then
then you got to get supplies out to your island.
Yeah, and you got your money's going to be tracked too, because if you've got a bunch of cash, that guy's just going to gut you, take your cash, and throw you overboard.
Yeah.
Like, it's tricky.
You got to have a bigger knife than him.
Yeah, I would just say probably just don't go on the lam.
No, yeah. But you can't. You got to have cash. You can't go through an airport, and you can't cross a border. like a normal citizen.
It really is impossible.
Not to mention, there's all those flock cameras that have the facial recognition in cities.
Yeah. I mean, there's an app or a website you can just download a picture and it will tell you exactly who it is. I was reading, it was one of the things that popped up on my Instagram, 5 websites that are outlawed in a lot of different countries. And one website is you just feed the picture to it, will tell you who it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I opted in on the facial recognition and eyeball thing when I went to the airport last time for the Alabama-Oklahoma game. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm too old to be on the lam, so like,
I don't mind. I don't do anything exciting, so track me all you want.
Florida man is accused of buying door hinges and Axe products from Amazon using stolen debit card. Now, according to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, the shopper accidentally left her bank card in the propane exchange machine outside of the Walmart on Cypress Point Parkway. Detectives said they traced fraudulent Amazon charges back to David Gomes, 63 of Palm Coast. When confronted, investigators say Gomes denied taking or using a bank card, then pulled up his own Amazon account to prove it, only for detectives to point out those very purchases on his account had been delivered to his home. These criminals are just dumb. Now, Gomes used a stolen debit card to buy $79 worth of door hinges and Axe products on Amazon. Gomes was arrested July 6th for possession of personal identifying information without consent and petty theft. Officials have not yet confirmed how long the victim's card was left unattended at the propane machine before it was taken. Also remains unclear if Gomes has legal representation to speak on his behalf regarding the charges.
I do worry about that at pumps, but mostly ATMs. When I go through ATMs, I always make sure that, because you usually get your card now before you get your cash, right? For years and years and years. But even after I've got my cash, I hit cancel a couple of times to make sure I have, I don't want the next card coming up saying, do you have any more options you want, and be able to worry about it. I like using the credit card more than I do the debit card.
What is your center choice on Axe? Is it the Phoenix or the Temptation? Is that Temptation?
I like...
Yeah, Dark Temptation. It was supposed to be a dark chocolate sort of vibe for Axe, but all of them just smell terrible.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of brown butter. That's my favorite one.
Okay. Student pilot successfully landed the plane by herself after her instructor reportedly jumped from the aircraft and died mid-flight.
I don't believe this is true.
I don't know if it's AI or not. The shocking incident happened over an area near Toledo, Argentina, while the 42-year-old flight instructor, Leandro Bortaza, was giving a practical flying lesson in a Cessna C-150. According to the reports, 22-year-old student pilot named Rosario already had a private pilot lessons, but was still building up her flying hours, meaning she was required to fly with an instructor or safety pilot. During the flight, Bertazzo allegedly told Rosario, quote, "You know what to do," before removing his headset, arranging his belongings, taking off his seatbelt, and exiting the aircraft. Can you imagine this scene?
Did he have a parachute? Or he jumped to his death?
No. Despite the shocking turn of events, Rosario managed
suicide.
To stay calm, alert the flight school, and safely bring the Cessna back to the airfield without damaging the aircraft. Eduardo Alvarez, the director of the school, praised the student for keeping control of the plane during an extreme emergency. I would assume it was an extreme emergency. Now, they found this body of this dude in a field about 15 or 20 minutes after the alarm was raised.
Wow.
Emergency services were called to the scene where the instructor was pronounced dead.
So just today, he decided to commit suicide.
Yeah,
I can't believe he couldn't stick the landing.
His dad said that he had been looking for psychiatric help, but had not expressed those thoughts.
No, and thought he would find it at 15,000 feet?
Really, I mean, look, the mental health thing is a real thing, really sad situation, but don't put anybody else in jeopardy. Putting this on a 22-year-old, student that is learning how to fly, and you just jump out of the plane.
Yeah, if he wants to fly up there by himself and dive out, it's sad, but that's his decision.
No doubt. Well,
don't put this poor young girl through, oh, yeah, you're learning to fly? All right. Well, figure it out. I'm gone.
Well, I did see where a young pilot, and this is in my feed because my neighbor's daughter is my my former neighbor's daughter is a pilot student at Auburn. So I get some of this in my feed, but it was a young female, and she'd gotten her pilot's license, but it was like her second flight, solo flight by herself. And her engine went out, and it's a small plane, so it's the only engine. And so she's having to radio, hey, I'm a young pilot. I'm up here by myself, and I have no engine. What do I do? And they were trying to talk her to, there's a grass field, 500 yards to your right. Can you see it? And, I didn't stick around to see if she made it or not, but I was like, oh, frightening stuff. And when you only got one engine, you only got one engine.
Oh yeah, there was that one guy a couple years back. I had it in trash where he actually got arrested for faking an engine failure for YouTube views, and you can see him in the video kind of halfway check his engine, and then he just fully bails from the plane while the camera's rolling.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
The problem there is, like, you're like, hey, just go up by yourself, and if you want to jump, like, what happens to the plane though?
Crashes somewhere.
Well, it's happened before, and there's been some cases where, like, plane goes down in an area where it really shouldn't be going down, and then there's other cases where they're doing that over water, so that way it's away from people.
Yeah.
I think there was this guy in Seattle who stole a plane.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy just runs out on the runway, gets in the plane, takes off, ends up killing himself.
Yep, and the call between him and flight control is available online, and he's just like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm just making sure I'm out of the way. Where's a good place for it?
Yeah, but again, you're also ruining somebody's plane,
Yeah.
you know?
That very expensive plane is now toast.
There's actually a Netflix documentary on that one. It's pretty good. Sky King, I think. The name of it.
Seattle Sky King.
Oh, wow. So
it's good.
Okay. When did that just drop recently?
A couple months ago, maybe.
Seattle Sky King.
More than one
Mark that
episode?
down.
No, I think it's just a one episode.
That's all I want is the one episode. Give me an hour and 20-minute documentary like that's perfect.
Yeah, too many documentaries stretch it out into 4 or 5 parts, and parts 2 and 3 are just a smattering of interviews from everybody who ever knew that person. And they go, well, I never saw this coming. And then you got to the next person. I never saw this coming. I used to go to Burger King with them.
Seattle Sky King. That will be watched tonight.
Burger King trying to make a comeback, by the way. They reworked the Whopper. Yeah.
Last time you had a Whopper?
Oh, I will tell you. It was SEC Media Days in Atlanta. Right before I played golf in 100-degree weather with Brownie, and I swore off Burger King then. But I may give him another shot.
You shit on 17, right?
It was 14. Brown played the last 4 holes by himself. Well, I was trying not to play. Never mind. That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And our friends at Bud Light inviting you out to walk-ons the entire month of July to enjoy $2 bottled beer of Budweiser and Budweiser Light and $3 drafts all month long, every day of July. You can go to walk-ons, 3 locations, Trustful, Stadium Trace, and Highway 280.
You did it again, by the way.
What'd I say?
Budweiser Light.
Did I say Budweiser Light again?
Oh, you did.
Budweiser, Bud Light. See if it was ever called Budweiser Light.
I don't think it was, and I'm sitting here looking. Is there something on a bottle or the copy that says that?
Yeah, nope. I have no copy. This is all straight off the top of my head. Budweiser, Bud Light. It's all right there, and it all goes to Folds of Honor, Alabama. Folds of Honor, Alabama, and there's QR codes everywhere on all the tables and bar tops at those 3 great locations, Highway 280, Stadium Trace, and Trustful, where you can donate on top of buying the great Bud and Bud Light. You can make a donation. All the dollars stay here for Folds of Honor, Alabama.
In 1984, Anheuser-Busch officially changed the name from Budweiser Light to Bud Light.
See, I was around for the OG, the Budweiser Light.
Okay.
Give me the Budweiser Light.
So did you ever legally buy Budweiser Light before it was Bud Light?
I've told the story 100 times on our platform. I'll tell it again. I was the year that was grandfathered in from 18 to 19 and then 19 to 21 drinking age. So December of my senior year of high school, I was a legal drinker at the age of 18. And then I was grandfathered in, so the day I set foot on a college campus was a legal drinker.
So
So I've always
was
been
that a big deal? I mean, like, you know, I
was always a legal drinker.
I've got a older brother, 3 years older, and so I had his ID. You know, when
See, I never had to have a fake ID.
yeah. But so was that a big deal in high school though?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would not buy for anyone else because I was so afraid of.
Well, you're a rule follower, right?
Yeah, but they made a lot of arrests because 18, you're in high school.
And would they take your license at that point then? And
you could face some serious charges. So I just never wanted to. I'd heard horror stories, so I didn't want to, that somebody had bought beer for an underage person who'd been in a car accident or something. So I didn't want any part of that.
So no one ever, hey, mister, to you?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, okay. They tried, but you just
girls or
followed through,
or guys on the football team that would want me to buy something.
I can't believe we used to do that. Sit outside. I got arrested one night for doing this, and it was actually Pink Package, one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
We were going to a Robert Palmer concert, believe it or not. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But guy would walk in and be like, "Hey, man, I'll buy your beer if you buy my beer." And a lot of times they'd be like, "Okay,
yeah, why not?" Yeah.
The liability on that. Now, when I ever would get caught after the fact, who bought you this beer? I have no idea. I didn't really see the guy clearly.
Yeah.
Hey, did he play Simply Irresistible?
I'm sure he did. And he didn't have the. I think I got baited because I thought he would have those girls up there dancing with him, and did not have those.
Yeah, was it Addicted to Love?
Yeah, it was Addicted to Love.
Yeah, Addicted.
I don't think I could name another one.
Yeah, and did they have water on their hair or was it gel?
I think it was just gelled, slick back. They all looked the exact same though, didn't they?
They did. They looked very cloned.
Yeah, like now you would be like, is that AI?
Yeah, 100%. I would be, that's AI.
Yeah, he's no longer with us. By the way.
Bad Case of Loving You. I know that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Bad Case of Loving You. I'm going to listen to a little Robert Palmer today.
I didn't suggest that.
That's
but
3 good songs right there. Bad Case of Loving You, Addicted to Love, and what was yours, Forrester?
Simply Irresistible.
I don't like that one. Simply Irresistible.
I liked Addicted to Love until Cocktail, when they were, TGI Fridays was the hot place to go on a Friday night in New York City. You remember? And him and Brian Brown would like turn it up and let the crowd sing, and then they're dancing around, throwing bottles up and shit.
There was dancing and singing going on at a TGI Fridays?
You've never seen Cocktail?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cocktail.
I've been in some TGI Fridays back in the day. I've never seen anything like this.
Highway 31 and that road called the Helena Cutoff. I don't know what that is. There used to be a thing there where that Publix is now. It was called Tobacco Shack. And it basically was a little shack kiosk. This is twice the size of what Tobacco Shack was. But it had cold beer and tobacco to sell. And that's where, before I turned 18, we could go in there, and that guy didn't card at all.
But they didn't have like Cohibas. I mean, it was Swisher Sweets, right?
Oh, yeah. It was cigarettes and Swisher Sweets and then cold beer. And that's where I would get.
Skull.
He would never card you there. So we'd drive all the way from Alabaster up there, which seemed like a long way back in the day to get the cold beer and then go back.
Well, they're so over the top on carding now. And, Jack just graduated from high school a month ago, and we were at dinner last night. And so I go up to the bar because we're sitting at a bar table. And I ordered a drink, and I ordered him a lemonade because that's kind of his go-to, a lemonade or a water. And they give me this big frozen lemonade that has just got a ton of vodka in it. And, of course, he was excited about it, but, we didn't do anything about it. Just let him knock it out.
You're driving him. It's no big deal. All right, that's the show today. Again, tomorrow, 1 hour of the normal next round, and then 2 hours of Tyler and LT with a classic watch. You can watch along with them the movie Jaws. And we say go ahead and have a alternate screen and queue it up and watch it with them. It'd be the best way to enjoy it, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
You get to watch the movie and hear our commentary on it, because we can't have the actual movie on YouTube.
No, and we will bring enough shark attacks for the entire class. Now, I forgot that both Scott and Brooks are out tomorrow, and so is Brown. So we've got a really, really light staff. One of the reasons we're doing the abbreviated.
Yeah, and I'm bouncing at 10 as well. I'll make a brunch date with somebody.
It's okay. I'll drink your shark attack for you.
No, okay. Well, yeah, I want to see you drink. I've never seen you drink, I don't think.
I've seen him drink, but I've never been around him long enough while he's drinking to see what the after effect is.
Yeah, I think the only time I ever saw you have a cocktail was at Trample by Tacos outdoor show that we did there last year.
Yeah, but he did kickoff party. He was knocking back some cocktails.
Oh yeah, the Walk-Ons has that Death Valley drink.
Oh, I do remember you had one of those.
Yeah, and that's like a damn Harry's bucket.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
remember
32-ounce cup that's got everything in it. I think he had multiple. Did he have 2 of them?
Yeah, I had 2 of them, and then I took a break after that.
Yeah, I was talking. I had so many friends there. I was talking to the guy who won the bourbon. A group of my friends won the bourbon from Shannara, and then Sterling was there with a table full of people. So I was missing all the outdoor stuff. I was inside with everybody.
And then there was that one sponsor that was like real short-lived that said they were gonna feed all of us, and then they brought you guys like a plate to share, and the back room got nothing. You remember that, Scott? We got some Moscow mules and no food.
I recall that, yes.
I don't remember this. Was this the one with the shark in the drink, by the way?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think
this place is now closed.
Okay, because this place came and they brought shark attacks, but they wanted their sharks back. Do you remember that?
Right.
I remember that too.
I was like, well, I got to get my novelty toy shark back?
Yeah. And they wanted their cups back.
Cheap bastards.
That'd be a great alternative show, too. A list of sponsors that didn't make it. Or
I was expecting a full lunch, and I had a single hush puppy and then vodka.
Yeah. By the way, that's not a one-sheeter I give future clients. Hey, these are the 21 clients that we've shut down. The doors are.
It wasn't our fault.
They're closed.
It wasn't our fault.
We obviously didn't help.
It wasn't our fault that the nachos were great for the first 6 months it was open, and then after that you started cutting corners, right?
That's true.
I mean, that's happened. I can't tell you how many restaurants. Like, I hate to say the name, but there was a place on 280 that was always a bad location, but I thought this one was going to hang around for a while. And for a moment, it was serving great food, and then the quality of food started to.
Oh, well, look, anytime somebody sells out to these big groups, you know it's the first thing that happens. Quality's going down.
It just ends up being whatever products they get from Cisco, but stuck in a microwave.
Yeah. Like one of the golf courses I go to used to have one of the best cafeteria lunch concession like stand inside the clubhouse, and now they've turned it over to a guy, and it is cutting corners everywhere. Like you can tell the chicken fingers and the French fries and all that's just cut open Oritas
sad
and poured out there. But I'm sure it's turning a profit. That's the show. We're back with you tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.